Let's talk about this for a second. So last session, you met an adventurer by the name of Markinor Havenbane, a former adventurer with a group called the Fae Team, whose home remained within the city of Luskan. The adventurer claimed to have been keeping an eye on you for quite some time, seeing that you had ventured into this rough and tumble city. However, he did his best to try to save you, possibly from yourselves. He also said that he would help you, taking you to the One-Eyed Jacks. It was here that things got a little weird. Caelidus was told that they didn't serve his kind there, and was almost immediately kicked out of the tavern that they went to. A couple people stayed behind, primarily Perith, who wanted to just make sure the tiefling was safe while the others went inside. Markinor would live up to his promise, finding a ship that would transport them very quickly, or at least as quickly as possible, to the city of Waterdeep, where Serac of Suzal believes that his father, Artist Cimber, can be found. Two of our adventurers would find themselves in a little bit of trouble as two drunk pirates representing ship Kurth would begin to pick a fight with Alakul. As things look like they might get a little out of hand, Markinor quickly intervened, stepping between them, backing the men down and offering to pay for drinks for them. He would then quickly bring Alakul and Evandor over to the back, where they would meet their transportation, coming in the form of the halfling captain Quinmalin and her first mate Scytarnith, aboard the ship the Rotten Mangrove. They made arrangements, settled in for the night, and wished to put the City of Sails as far in their rear view as possible, as quickly as they could. The very next morning, they boarded the Mangrove and prepared for their trip, with Markinor seeing them off, informing them that once they reach Waterdeep, to seek out his contact within the Grey Hands. With a last thank you, the party settled in on the ship and began their voyage south towards Waterdeep, where things got a little chaotic. Travel along the trackless sea seemed to be a little more difficult for the Mangrove than they would have imagined, taking longer than expected to reach certain waypoints along the way, almost as if their progress was being held back. In a way, that's a correct assumption, as a massive Kraken emerged from below the water, wrapping its tentacles around the ship, stopping it in place, and that's where we left off last session. So let's start with our map.
You know, no big deal, no big deal. Just a Kraken attack.
You left from the city of Luskan all the way up to the north there. You're about a third of the way there, just outside of Neverwinter, as you're feeling the ships start to get pulled back and stopped into place. As this was happening, we'll now show here.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Right, I forgot how scary this was. Again, I have to say, really good on the map, Forge. Like,
oh, this wasn't even my map. I just searched for it, and it was perfect.
Hate you.
Still good.
I take back all the compliments about it.
No compliments. So from the depths below the Rotten Mangrove, the emergence of a larger-than-life Kraken begins to show its face, wrapping the galleon within its massive tentacles and pulling it to a stop almost immediately. Each of you, for the most part, can understand as you hear a voice in the back of your head saying, "Wait, you're not the transport I'm looking for. Well, this is just awkward now. Oh well. I was getting bored waiting for the convoy anyways. I wonder, what goodies does this little ship have inside?
Nothing at
I'm
all.
sorry, what?
Quinn? It's Kraken time.
What?
Oh no, are we gonna find out this was his fault too?
She looks over and kind of shakes her head. No, I don't think that's a good idea, my friend.
But we've been waiting to fight one of these for quite some time.
You can shut up.
Yeah, kid.
Yeah, no.
Why don't you let your captain do the talking?
Hey, Kraken,
I
we got
will
somebody.
frostbite you again.
You do see that Quinmalin kind of starts to step over and making her way off to the side where she can kind of peer down and see the Kraken, and she immediately turns back to Scytarnith and gives him one of these long, stern no.
You're probably right. Well, how are we going to get out of this one this time? You always have a plan?
I'm not sure, Mr. Kraken. You hear in the back of your head, yes. What do you want? Well, I want whatever treasures you have inside. What will appease me, little person? She kind of looks a little curiously. Says, we just have travelers with us right now. I don't think any of them are gonna be okay to give you. I was promising that I would get them somewhere safe. And you start to hear the Kraken chuckling. And he's like, wait a minute. Are you telling me you have no treasure on this ship and no means to defend yourself?
That's a very good question. Why is there no way to defend ourselves?
Yes, spots these passengers.
I'm gonna grab him and just clamp a hand over his mouth.
They do not know what means of defense we actually have. Mr. Kraken, do you really want to find out what seems to be unsuspecting bright blue?
Scytarnith.
Can we actually call you Mr. Kraken, or should we call you something else?
Are you Dr. Kraken?
Professor Kraken?
Professor Kraken.
So Scytarnith kind of speaking up, immediately you hear just this very boisterous laughter. And he's like, you really think you stand a chance against the mighty Slarkrathel?
No, I don't think nobody thinks that.
No.
It's very nice to meet you, Mr. Slarkrathel.
Give me a history
Yes,
check.
very good.
A what check?
I'm good at that.
History.
I'm fully prepared to concede this to you.
You're terrible at that.
Fuck. Of course, the one thing I'm good at, intelligence.
Nope, I'm not great at that.
Hey.
Fuck you, Rez.
With a -1!
In the back of her mind, she's like, man, I've always wanted to kill one of these things, but you know what? Maybe not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Okay. So everybody but Evandor, you know.
You.
Can I just point something out, Forge, before you go on?
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Luskan.
He literally lives in Luskan on the sea. He should know these things.
This shit.
Would giving him advantage help?
Yeah, I'd get a 23.
Sure, I'll give it to you.
Well, that's not what I was arguing. I was trying to make fun of you.
Yeah,
So
you tried and turned it to his favor.
Everybody, you know that Krakens are forsaken creatures of the gods, kind of left behind after a cosmic war ushered in the dawn of like a civilized world here in Faerun. You also know that since the dawn of civilization, the name Slarkrithel has haunted the trackless sea. Caelidus, Rez, or Perith, Evandor, and Scytarnith, you know that there are stories of worship to this legendary creature that have begun circulating about 200 or 300 years ago, off to the west of the Sword Coast, a place called the Purple Rocks. It's been said that the inhabitants of these islands would basically cast their youngest out to the sea as part of a ritual to appease Slarkrithel. And these sacrificed offspring would then resurface many years later as adults with kind of Piscine-like deformities to them. Evandor, the story gets a little more complicated for you, because you start to remember back and you start to recall stories of ship crews and even people along the Sword Coast retelling tales of an intoxicating lure of a better life should the people join his following, calling out to outcasts and exiles and other lost souls. The Kraken has amassed almost an army through means of telepathy only. Suddenly, you start to watch as the tentacles drop back into the water.
So what you're saying is we can't sacrifice Scytarnith to the Kraken.
And we could.
I mean, you could.
Can we?
You could try.
I don't see why not.
I'm gonna peek over. Is the Kraken still there, but the tentacles are not?
Yes.
According to Evandor's story there, he'll come back. It's not like he'll die or anything.
Exactly.
Mr. Remind me how to pronounce your name.
Why is he still talking?
Slarkrithel.
The captain's a little tied up.
Slarkrithel. Yes. I'm gonna gesture to the crane. One of the cranes. Have you seen one of these before?
Run, Evander.
I've seen many, many ships with many cranes. What of it, little mortal?
Yes, but do you know?
I cast Frostbite on Scytarnith. Shut your mouth!
Give me a con save, Scytarnith.
The real battle here is the party against Scytarnith, not the Kraken. The Kraken's just watching.
I'm down to two.
You're down to two. No.
Can I non-lethal attack him
Maybe.
to knock him out?
I was just gonna say, I just wanted to make one check.
What check?
I want to make a speech. You know, the crane is actually a weapon of mass destruction. I want to bluff the Kraken.
No.
We're trying to get you to shut up.
No, you're getting knocked out in the mid-speech.
I'm gonna let him try for it.
If I make a particularly good speech, can I get advantage?
You tell me.
If Scytarnith is capable of a good speech.
If Scytarnith is capable of convincing this godlike creature to let you go, sure, go right ahead. Give me this speech.
This is a practical power, you imbecile.
Shush. This crane is not any ordinary
I'm gonna
crane.
hide down behind Popper.
It has served myself, my captain, all of its passengers over the many I have traveled the high seas. This crane is possessed. This crane is possessed by the spirit of our previous captain. Not just our last previous captain, but every captain to pirates. Not to pirate, to captain.
You heard it from the mouth of babes.
The Rotten Mangrove. Since the dawn of time. This crane, as it consumes the spirits, as it grows more powerful, shall find you. Greater and greater only does it have to capture any...
You're breaking up really bad, Snow.
I'm sorry.
Is your push to talk?
It might be your push to talk button or
fine.
something.
I'm holding it down.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
It's a Discord connection issue because I also hear popping.
Yep.
How about now?
A little better.
All right, hold on.
Yep.
Let me see now.
You're still good.
All right. This crane not only gives you the ability to capture whatever you may be searching for, but since it has the spirits to guide it, shall lead you to whatever treasure you so happen to be seeking. I know your power could be beyond comprehension, could be that of the most powerful creature in the entire trackless sea, but this crane will enhance that power beyond what you believed was possible. This crane we would be willing to part with if it meant passage for us and our friends. What say you, Mr. Slarkwithel? Will you take this opportunity to obtain one of the most powerful items in all of creation? What has kept us alive for so many years?
Give me your check. I'll give it to you at advantage. Just so you know, you've got to beat a 23.
Yikes.
Can you
Money,
be
no
the 23?
whammy.
Is that performance or deception?
That's going to be deception.
That would be, are you lying? Yeah.
That's a deception.
Damn!
You would have had a nat 20.
You hear laughter.
And with Scytarnith, the bearing has killed us.
Oh, well. Perhaps I should just leave. It is not polite to torment those of lesser intelligence. Everybody roll for initiative, please.
Really?
He just threw that out.
There it goes.
Now I get my high rolls.
Now it happens. Forge, if you could roll for me, I'm almost home.
Okay.
You are very lucky Forge did not let me knock you out in the middle of that speech.
Yeah, thanks, DM.
Because as soon
I
as
did
you
warn you I
would have
would
started,
frostbite you.
as soon as you started talking about this magical crane, thunk. That ain't gonna work.
Oh boy.
Let's just put an end to this right now, bonk.
Shove.
Oh, come on, roll 20, don't be slow.
Oh, man.
There we go.
Oh. Why would you pick a magical crane of all things, by the way?
What else is here?
Because if it was a magical cannon, it might actually be intimidating.
Oh, I guess I should show the rest of this, huh? Hold on.
No.
Here, we'll do this.
Oh, gosh.
And
Oh, he's not that big.
you see all of the tokens around the map? Those are his tentacles that are wrapping around the ship.
That's the thing I don't understand about, like, the Kraken size.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess they're, what, gargantuan?
I'm using
20 foot.
Yeah, I'm using that as, like, the head of the Kraken.
Yeah.
Basically.
Because they're like, I mean, adult or ancient
Gargantuan can go beyond 20 by
they can
20.
go beyond. It's just they use that 20-foot cube to.
Okay.
So it doesn't take up your entire map.
Okay. Give me a second.
Not good.
Oh, Scytarnith and Pair tied.
Yep.
What's your dex?
Same as yours. It's 4 and 4.
Yeah.
Technically, PCs get priority on.
Wow. All right. I'm gonna.
I also have 5 levels on him.
Yeah,
let him go first.
I'll give Parrot that. All right. Are you ready?
Nope.
All right.
No.
Too bad.
Not at all.
Parrot, it is your turn.
Okay, so what is the status of this tentacle? Is it within reach? Is it like kind of coming up on the side?
So the way that I'm going to do the tentacles, if they're half and half, that means the end of it is curling up and over the side of the ship. If it's onto the ship, say it's like here, that means that it's draped over top of the ship. So if they're setting in the sides, like if it's split half and half between that and the side of the ship, then it's partway on.
So that one that you just moved to like down here.
Yep.
Could we attack it up here?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
It's gonna basically the way that I'm doing this is I'm just gonna pull them in a straight line, north, south, east, or west. So anything off the edge of the ship, any area of that, you're able to attack those.
Okay.
Okay. Parith's actually not going to use her bow. She's going to come out with her short swords, and she's going to attack this tentacle 3 times. Twice with the main, 1 with the offhand.
Okay. Do it. All 3 hits.
That is 18 damage total.
I like how your damage went down by 3 times.
Okay.
Kaelinus, don't be next to the edge.
Okay.
As you... I'm going to clip this, but I'm not going to use this roll because it didn't roll out like normal because it whispered the roll. But I'm going to clip it just so you can see because it's terrifying.
I don't like those.
Yeah, I do. Oh, I do. Here, hold on. Just saying.
No? Who's dying?
Nobody yet.
Hey,
Would have
died? Because if you check the D&D chat, first roll
shit
of the game.
On who?
Yay.
That would have... It didn't roll out in the open, so I'm not counting it. But as you make your attack, Parith, the tentacle whips in your direction. Does a 30 hit?
That's really not much better.
It's not a crit.
It's not a crit.
Yeah, so let me think about this. Oh, does a 30 hit me? Yeah, I'm going to go with it does.
Go ahead and give me a strength save, please.
Why did you have to anger this Kraken?
Yeah, you saved. So you take 23 bludgeoning damage. But good news is you're not grappled by the tentacle. So that's something, right?
No.
No?
No, it's still pretty bad.
Okay. All right. Well, Scytarnith, yeah, what's up? What are you doing?
Hi. So, where's the crane relative to me?
The crane is the large thing.
Yeah, alright, that makes sense. That's not the mast?
Actually, where would the crane go? You're right, that would be the mast.
Well, there shouldn't be any cannons here. That makes no sense.
Well, I didn't make the map.
I know. I'm not criticizing you. I was making a joke.
Yeah, the cannons make no sense.
So I guess the crane would be like the cannon next to me. That's why I was there when I was.
Sure.
All right. How fast can these cranes go?
Not very.
All right.
They're mechanical with rope, winches, and things of that nature. So,
but it's hanging over the side of the ship. Basically, just a straight
drop down.
They're hanging over the side of the ship, right?
Yeah.
Would it be possible to disengage it from the ship and have it fall on the Kraken?
It's going to take you a lot more than 6 seconds to do that.
Okay. And they've got nothing in what they're not holding. All right. Am I within range of this tentacle near me?
Yeah, no, it's 5 foot too far for you.
I'm saying
you don't have 10-foot range. So.
Is it? Am I in its range?
Yes.
Okay, am I allowed? Okay. I'm gonna take the disengage action
Okay.
as my only action, not as a bonus action. Disengage, and I have how many feet of movement at the start? 35. All right. Can I get to the mast and start trying to scale the mast?
You can try.
Well, I can get to the base of it, and I have 5 feet left.
You won't be able to get
Okay.
up very far, though.
Not this round.
Yes.
Okay. How high is it?
I mean, you got to remember you're going to be doing acrobatics
movement.
checks all the way
Acrobatic checks.
up,
Okay.
and that's for every 10 feet of movement because you're going to be kind of
Cool.
jumping to climb up.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So I'm there, and I have 5 feet of movement left. Can I make my first acrobatic check or no?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You get 5 feet.
Cool. Thank you. That's my turn.
Okay. Alacool. The daring swashbuckler just ran up the pole.
It's running away time. Let's go.
Sir Robin ran away.
I think Sir Robin is more dignified than this.
Quite possible. Didn't taunt a Kraken.
Why did it roll initiative?
I didn't.
It hadn't rolled initiative.
I had it, but I didn't have it for Quinmalin. So I added her. I just didn't have anything to click on to roll for her, so.
Oh, and you still had the Kraken select.
Yeah. No, I
Gotcha.
I had Quinmalin selected, but I used the Kraken's character sheet because I had an initiative roll thing for it. So I just clicked on that real quick.
Gotcha. Bonus action, spiritual weapon right here, please.
Okay. Where are you putting it?
Right next to this tentacle here.
Okay.
The 19 hit.
It does.
11 damage.
All right. You see the sword swipe and kind of hits as it makes contact, kind of bounces off of it a little bit, not getting good purchase against it, but it does actually make contact.
Oh, we are screwed, guys. The first thing I've ever seen that sword not cut through cleanly yet. No idea what to do now. You know what? I'm gonna run up to this one and hit it.
Okay.
16.
16 does not hit. And as you swipe at it, the tentacle reacts, swinging back at you. 36 to hit, dealing 16 bludgeoning damage. And give me a strength save, please. You save, preventing it from grappling onto you, but kind of panicked as it begins to curl around you. You take your longsword and kind of use it to brace and push off against it. You save and do not get grappled.
Yep, I'm done.
Okay. Kaladis.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'm gonna move back a bit. This tentacle frightens me a bit. Parrot seems to be hit, so she needs some healing. I'm gonna use healing light. For 3d6.
Okay.
Really?
Ouch.
Ugh.
Wow.
Well, there's 6 healing. You're welcome. And then I'm going to say the Warlock Vine at this tentacle down here.
Okay.
So Eldritch Blast. 19 and 16.
19 hits.
I'm gonna build a warlock that doesn't use Eldritch Blast.
I don't use it much.
All right. And the force damage hitting the tentacle, you see it kind of flex and it can feel the attack. Didn't seem to do a lot of damage to it, but it still made contact.
Perith, you should stay away from that. It looks dangerous. That's my turn.
Thank you, Kaelinus.
All right. Let me move this real quick. Just try and fix my turn order for stream. There we go. It's a little better. Okay. Quinmalin's gonna back away and gonna try to hide behind the boxes and notices there's another tentacle back there and then freaks out and immediately starts turning and going back the other direction. She's not going to attack. She's actually just going to keep running away. That will end her turn.
I wonder where I learned it from.
This is the worst ship.
Aren't you supposed to be the captain here?
I didn't want to fight that thing. He wanted to fight that thing.
Why do you have such a stupid first mate?
I'm calling down. I didn't want to fight that thing. I wanted to get rid of that thing.
Then
Both of you are
Tron dick.
idiots! And I'm going to cast Fireball. It should be able to get the Kraken head and those 2 tentacles.
Okay. Yep.
Fireball in the water.
What else do you want me to do?
It's magical
above
fire.
The water. Above the water.
The Kraken. That's
That's not bad damage, actually.
It's not bad damage. The dex
Dex
save.
save.
17.
So close.
So half damage.
Yep, so... I'm terrible at math, I'm sorry.
17.
17.
All right. You notice the tentacles kind of lunging upward and kind of curling under, feeling the heat from the fireball that lands. Slarkerthel, you can, as you blast this down and towards his face, you see him pull back a little bit, but his actual face doesn't appear to be too bothered by this fireball attack, unlike the 2 tentacles. But it is his turn.
Uh-oh.
Which means, what are we gonna do? Okay. He's going to chuckle a bit and say, "Oh, I thought this was going to be a complicated battle. Misunderstood. I'm sorry. Your friend there is getting you killed." And then cast Lightning Storm, which hits Alakul. Let's see. Who do I want to hear?
You have pretty much everybody with
Guy
a
Tarner.
20.
Yeah. Acarius and Kaelidus. Dex saves, please.
I have to roll a nat 20.
Where is Zord anyway?
No. He said he wasn't going to be able. Oh, so very close. So very close.
Aren't you
Unfortunately,
a paladin? Don't you give yourself a bonus?
That's the only reason I had a chance at even
That's
making
with
it.
the bonus.
God damn it.
Yeah, I have a 0 dex mod.
each of you taking 22 points of lightning damage.
Horse just wants another TPK.
As he chuckles, and you watch as all 10 of the tentacles grab onto the ship, and you start to hear the wood of the ship starting to creak as it's basically like crushing this ship within its tentacles.
No!
Hopper, you're up.
So when Quinmalin, I can read. When Quinmalin started to leave, Hopper would have like grabbed her by the wrist and pulled her in close and steal a quick kiss and go, "Mama's got to take care of something," and then she's gonna hop over after this tentacle
I hate you
and
so
attack it. Hey, it's not my fault the captain likes it.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop. I can't really do any of my fun tanking abilities here with my battle master, so I'm just gonna put into glaive attacks. Awesome.
Into which one? Oh, the one to the south?
Yeah, it was the only one I
neither.
could really read.
Yeah, unfortunately, neither are going to make solid contact. As you kind of swipe forward, and it's got, you can see like the end of this tentacle has a really firm grip around the top edge of the ship, and as it's holding onto it, you're trying to swipe at it, and almost as if like the muscle within the tentacle is so tough and flexed that when you go to swipe with the sword, it just kind of bounces right off of it.
Weird flex, but okay.
Weird flex,
Yeah, weird
but
flex.
okay. Anything else?
No, I'm not gonna burn action surge yet.
Okay. Acarius is going to see the tentacle here. I don't know that Acarius would try to fight this. He's gonna back away. What does he have? 35? 45. So he's gonna, there's really no good place to go. Kind of backs off into the center of the ship here. Seeing Calidus and Perith, and Calidus not looking very good, he's going to cast Healing Word. What level spells does he have up to? Is it just second? Nope, just first. At first level. So 5 points of healing to Calidus. That will end his turn. Perith, you're up.
Phrasing.
Jenny, thank you very much for the follow.
She's gonna shout back to Calidus to run, and then she keeps hacking into this thing.
Okay. 18 and 23 hit.
12 damage.
Okay. Okay, and you see, again, as you swipe through with this short sword, it's just not making the kind of purchase that you would expect it to make as you swipe down onto this tentacle. The damage just doesn't seem to be what you feel it should be doing. Anything else?
Okay. I'm gonna cast Healing Spirit, and I'm gonna put it over there. Or I'm gonna put it on Acarius, and I'm just gonna kind of like gesture to Calidus, like, go over to the Healing Spirit.
Okay.
And then I'm done.
All right. Looking 1 second. Okay. And you see as the tentacle holds on. Can you put the square thing down for me?
Oh yeah, I'll put it
Where are you
down.
going to put it? Yep. You see the tentacle as you go and make contact with it. It's holding on tightly to the side of the ship, not letting it go. Seems pretty content with what it's doing right now. Scytarnith, you're at the bottom of the mast, preparing to climb up or starting your climb up. Give me an acrobatics check for every 10 feet that you are climbing.
Okay. Before I do this, I want to establish a couple of things. First, how tall is the mast? I would presume in the range of 40 feet.
Sure.
Okay. Secondly, we have in the rig, I would dare to say, a second sail. At least one that's rolled up. In case something happens to it.
Like a repair sale?
Or
a replacement sale?
Yeah, replacement sail.
Okay.
Okay. Thirdly, which
Yeah.
direction is the wind blowing?
It's pushing you guys southeast. So it's coming in. We'll say it's coming in from the east, and it's kind of you're able to cock the sails just enough to get a push behind it.
Okay, so in the direction that the ship is pointing slightly.
Slightly, yes.
And all right, cool. All right, I'll make the acrobatics up. Since I'm up 5 feet, I have 35 feet of movement, so that's my movement.
Mm-hmm.
That would be.
Yep.
One and then another, 2 more.
Yep. Well, what is your movement?
35 feet.
You'll only be able to. Yeah, you'll have to do it 3 times because you'll be able to go up 30 feet for climbing. Well, 15 feet, but it takes. 30
Oh
feet
shoot!
of
No, my
movement.
speed is 30 feet, which I thought it was 35 because of half elf.
It's fine. You would only get 15 feet total climbing as you're going up because it's obviously difficult terrain.
Okay, can I dash as my action to?
Sure.
All right, so that would be 3 checks, right?
Yeah. No, that would be 6 checks. It's for
6?
every 10 feet. You
For
have
every 10
to-
feet, and
Yep.
it's 40 feet.
Well, yeah, sure. Okay. We'll call
So
it
2
40
more.
feet. Sure. Yep.
Okay.
And
Shucks.
unfortunately, slide back down 10 feet.
10 feet. All right. Can I keep going with the rest of my movement?
Yep. And you slide down again.
Gosh darn it!
You are.
Is that all my movement?
Yes.
And we're all just watching him frantically scramble and slide.
Well, no, that's 40 feet of your movement. You went up 10. Yeah, you're back at the ground level. You could go for another 20 feet, so you could get 10 feet up the pole, another roll there. Yep, you make it up another 10 feet. So, yeah, you're now back up only 5 foot higher than what you were before, basically.
All right. Well, I'm climbing up this slippery pole. I've got a plan.
Okay.
It better
I'm-
not to
that-
be trying
that's all
to
my-
sail
that's all my
out
thing.
of a Kraken.
Oh, cool. You're up.
Action! Lay on hands, 30 points.
Okay.
And bonus action spiritual weapon on that.
Okay. Yeah, 24 hits.
8 force
Nice.
damage.
Making solid impact with the spiritual weapon, but the tentacle is still grabbing onto the side of the ship. Anything else?
No. Oh.
Oh, okay. Calidus.
All right, so I'm going to hold my hand out, and as I do, a raven appears as he was dismissed, and he's back now. The
Yay.
raven immediately starts croaking, "What the shit is going on here?"
That's what I want to know.
Hovers up above me about 20 feet.
Okay.
And then I'm going to bonus action healing light on myself. Spending 2 d6s, and since I have my familiar with me, I will gain the full amount, so 12 HP.
All right.
Gee, that thing is ridiculous.
I'm gonna
Just
move
wait
back
till
here
Ford
now.
kills it.
Alright, and I'm just gonna take a step back.
Okay.
Get to the healing spirit.
Quinmalin
No, that would've
changes her mind, opting to try to get the hell out of here, and is going to run in or attempt to run into the captain's quarters, and gets all the way to the stairs, but not quite there. Actually, no. She'll try her to dash here, trying to get in there, but.
Acrobatics did not fall down the steps.
20 is unfortunately going to hit, and it is double the amount of HP that she has.
Well, we knew she had to die, so.
And she collapses to the ground under the weight of the tentacle, that then slides back and grabs back onto the side of the ship.
Heal her. Somebody heal her.
Not she dead.
She's straight dead.
I know she's dead.
I don't have Revivify yet.
Man, Rin, she's
sorry.
not even here for you to throw that shade.
Does Scytarnith notice? Tell me he doesn't. Please tell me he doesn't.
Give me a perception check.
Hang
Can I
on, hang on.
intentionally fail it?
How would you not see that?
I mean,
He's climbing up a pole right now.
Oh, he's sliding up and down a pole.
Can I have disadvantage because
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of doing something?
I'll say you weren't even looking in that direction. You're not
Cool,
paying any
I don't
attention
notice.
yet. Yep.
Can I yell that Quinmalin's dead
Hang
now?
on.
Evandor, it is your turn.
Evanor's gonna go, "I hate the water, I hate this boat." The captain said, "Scytarnith, you're the captain now."
No!
Oh God!
Even Hopper slowly turns. Why would you?
Can I
even say
hear?
that?
Can I hear it?
Yes, it's gonna be
You
loud
asked,
enough.
you asked
that you
for
can hear it.
disadvantage on your perception. No.
You can hear it.
I'm
Then
sorry.
gonna
What?
Cast fireball.
I'm just gonna jump in the water. I think that's the safest place for me.
I'm the. What?
You're the captain now.
Look at me.
Look at
I
me.
am the captain now.
No, that's how distressed I am.
It
Fireball,
saves.
same place.
All right.
God damn it!
That's some trash damage right there, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right.
Can I hide behind the stairs?
Sure.
I can't protect you down there.
None
yeah,
of us are safe no matter where we are.
I'll let you try to hide there.
Oh, man.
Okay. Anything else? Evandor, anything else? Did we lose him?
We might have lost him. I can't imagine he has much else going.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, someone came in to talk to me.
Oh, no worries. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to get covered behind the stairs.
Okay. Yep. I'll let you get back there. You'll have.
I didn't kill anything, did I?
No, you did not. You will have half cover where you're at right now.
Thank you.
Slarkerthel's going to
Just
chuckle.
so I know, that's a +2 AC, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll be safe on something that's rolling plus 17.
And
I'll take what
+2
I can get, Rez.
Yeah, +2 will help me, and you don't even know.
Slarkerthel is going to cast. Yes, you heard that right. he's going to cast.
Revivify on the captain,
he
so we have
cast-
I mean, he
confidence
cast
charge.
summon Storm already, so...
I think from what we saw, no one on the ship is competent.
Probably not.
Hey, how dare you? I am great at what I do.
I'm not talking about the party.
Oh, okay. The crew is not competent.
The crew is not competent. We got Scytarnith, the lie to the practical power.
He is going to cast
Oh god.
Mass Suggestion
Oh, fun.
on everybody. Give me a Wisdom save, please. Everybody.
I call dibs on Wizard for the next round of character creation.
Well,
That figures.
If I die,
If you die,
If
if you die, the world will be a better place.
damn. All right.
Correction and correction when you die.
so Alakul,
Yes,
you save against this.
of course I do. I would hope. Jeez.
The DC is 22.
Jesus!
Here I thought I was going to be okay.
Yeah, I thought you were fine.
Uh,
I had to get a 19.
I had to get a net. Net 20. Oh,
I
well.
also needed a 19.
he tells everybody to drop their weapons and stop attacking.
Can do.
I'm not holding any weapons.
I really liked her. Do you happen to have Revivify? She didn't do nothing to nobody.
And once again, for this round, you hear as the strength of this Kraken's tentacles continue to collapse in underneath through the grating. You start to hear some of the boards breaking and water starting to spew into the boat. The Kraken just chuckling in the background. It's going to be the end of his turn, though. Hopper.
How will the Rotten Mangrove get out of this? I am under suggestion, so I drop my weapon and do nothing.
Okay.
Is there a save at the end, or
You are under this suggestion for 10 days, so you can't attack him for 10 days.
okay? Yep.
Oh my god!
At a 7th level, so...
Yep. Nope. Drop my weapons. I'm done. That's me.
Okay, we can't attack him.
Well, we have to follow its suggestion.
Correct.
Okay.
So we drop weapons and can't attack.
Yep, that's exactly it. Acarius is going to... I believe he has a quarterstaff. Yeah. He's going to drop the quarterstaff as he is told, and kind of look around. He doesn't really have anything that he can do.
He can heal, though.
He can heal. Well, no, he doesn't have heal spells prepped.
Well, no, he's standing in Healing Spirit.
Oh, that's true. Give me that dice roll on that healing spirit.
Parith.
Yeah, hold on.
Sorry. Oh, nice.
Other set.
Taking a nice little chunk of healing there. But other than that, he releases his quarterstaff. It bounces down the steps, and that ends his turn. Parith.
Yeah, she drops her short sword. Am I aware that I'm under a suggestion?
Give me an Arcana check. Yeah.
I
You're
punch
pretty sure.
myself in the face.
What a badass.
Okay, give me an unarmed strike.
I mean, I'm not gonna dodge it. I'm just gonna hit myself.
Okay, so take 5 bludgeoning damage.
Jeez.
I think that's what it
There's
is,
the
right?
strong.
It's
No,
your
it's
strength
one.
plus.
It's
It's
One
one.
Plus your strength modifier.
Mhm.
-2.
Oh,
But
so
because
yours.
I'm damaged, the suggestion's off of me.
No. That's
If
not-
you or any of your companions damage a creature affected by the spell ends for that creature.
Him or his companions.
You're not one of his
You're
companions.
not one
are
of his
you one of his
companions.
companions?
Oh shit!
So you
I
take 2
completely
points of
screwed that
bludgeoning
one up.
damage.
I
That's what I was
know, I
saying.
think
No,
this-
that's not how that works.
Nope, that's not how it works. I completely. Cool.
That's why rangers have nature magic.
Uh-huh.
And
It's like I don't understand.
It's like
this shit.
I'm just sitting here listening. I'm like, okay, you can punch yourself, sure.
Yeah, I completely misread that. Have I mentioned I'm sick? Because I'm sick. Okay, then I'm gonna be done.
Okay. Scytarnith, you're 10 foot up the pole. You are the captain now. Your passive perception would allow you to see that Quinmalin is dead on the deck.
she's
Next to
playing some berry
Evander.
jam.
Good job, dude. You got it.
Wow. Okay, I just knocked down healing spirit too.
Do I know?
Oh
Nice.
I just realized I didn't
Stranger.
make that check. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna use my move and I'm just gonna jump into the water. I think I'm done. I think this is a fit again for this character.
Do I know I cannot attack the Kraken?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna keep climbing.
You heard it in your own head telling you are not allowed to attack him.
God damn it! Can I
You're
make
back
it?
on the ground.
That's just sad.
This is quite comical.
It really is.
I know you enjoy working the mast, but we're kind of busy right now. Can you do something else?
Hold on.
What are you implying? Let's have
So-
a conversation about that.
All right, I should have known better. Yeah, I can. All right. I should have known so much better. I literally do
Famous
this.
words from Scytarnith.
I should
No,
have known better.
I literally do this at school. I work rigging. I work the rigging in the theater, and it's the exact same. They literally moved it from ships into a theater, and that's how it works. You can. All right, I'm gonna disconnect the mast, the sail from the ground.
Okay.
I'm gonna disconnect it on one side so that it goes towards the Kraken in the water, and then I will disconnect it.
You can't disconnect all of it from the ground. That's not how sails work. They're attached at the top of the
Yeah, and there's a
mast.
pulley system.
You
You
can.
pull it. You pull the thing, and the sail goes out. Up. Oh,
Yeah, you can't separate it
Oh,
from.
You can't
God.
separate it from the
I
top.
thought it was one of those sails that like. Okay.
No, so yes, you can raise and lower the sail, but the problem is it's connected at the top.
Is there
So
any
even
chance I
if
could
it's
throw...
lowered, you'd have to still climb up to get to that lowered portion of it and disconnect it across the entire top of the mast.
Oh, across the entire
Or-
top of the mast?
Well, the entire top of where the sail connects to the mast, yes.
Is there any chance I could throw a dagger at it?
No.
All right.
It wouldn't be
Well-
you wouldn't be able to do enough damage to disconnect it from the ground.
There's that
I mean-
one hand clamped over my bleeding.
All right.
Why is he playing with the sail?
Okay, so we are not headed. Our sail is not pointed in the exact direction of the wind. It's pointed where we're trying to go, right?
Yes, so let me
we're not
let me-
moving.
let me draw this. You're not moving anywhere, by the way, yeah. But so
We are being held in place by a giant kraken.
the wind is coming in this direction. Okay? To catch
I
that,
didn't see that.
your sail would have to go in that direction.
I don't see any.
Am I on
You
the...
might be drawing it on GM layer.
Nope, I'm on token layer.
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
So the line from Slarkerthel to the center of the ship is the wind, and then from the center going to the southern portion here is where the sail is, the way the sail is tilted.
Can
just
I
so
turn
it can
that
catch
from the base?
the wind. Yes. Well, you turn it from the anchors at the side. Yes.
Okay. Wait. You turn from the anchors at the side.
There are winches at the side that
Alright.
rotate the sail.
Okay. Oh shit! But I used my movement trying to climb the thing. There. Yeah. God damn it. I'll just dash to get over to them, but I can't do anything because I used my action to dash. So.
Okay.
All right.
That's it?
That's all I can do. Yeah.
Okay. Al, cool. All of your friends are dropping their weapons and not fighting anymore. You're just standing there.
Yep. Yes, I am.
What's it like to be the only one capable of attack?
Please hit it so that we can do stuff again.
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
He
My
just
other
said
recommendation is hit yourself in the face.
I'm gonna walk over to the edge.
Aim for the bushes.
Crap with the name. Whoops.
Giant, scary.
Arkerthel. I know our idiot guy on this ship tried to trick you with a magic brain. I don't know where he got that idea from, but I think we could, if you give us a second, I think we could pull together something that would at least count for something. If you would give us a little bit of time to get what we have together to give you. If you would stop attacking us, please.
Stop attacking, please. Stop attacking. Can you stop attacking?
Just stop
Just
it.
stop it.
God, you're so annoying.
Give me a persuasion check. He doesn't acknowledge you.
Oh no.
Needed like 30% less pretentious shine buttness.
Wow. I'll pull out me gold. Sheath my sword. Pull out my gold. My gold pouch.
30% less Western Prospector.
I mean, he's a gold dragonborn. For all I know, he might be pulling something else out.
Whoa.
Wow.
He did say he pulled out his gold. You're right.
My gold coins. Currency. Monies. I only have 300 gold here. But, I'm sure we could get way more than this if this is, if this would satisfy your need for wealth.
Calidus.
That's it.
Uh,
All I got.
uh, I've been staring at my spell list trying to figure out something to do this entire time.
Right?
I guess I will move over to Perith and
This is
cast
the
Cure Wounds.
opposite of what I told you to do.
You look hurt. I'm sorry. I can't let a friend be hurt. And yeah, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
At 3rd level.
Okay.
17 healing. And then I'm going to... Wait, was it 10, 15, 20, 25, 30? I'm going to head over here.
Okay. Tentacle moves over, slamming down. It's going to guarantee to hit the pirate here and kill him because he has 7 HP, so he's gone.
I thought they weren't pirates.
Well,
Man, that sucks.
ship
I
hand.
was really rooting for that guy.
And I need to remove that one. Evandor.
Evander whips around, points at Scytarnith and goes, "This is all your fault. Everyone that's died today is because of you, and you should not live through it." And I'm going to cast Frostbite on him.
Oh my god.
I mean, even if I take half damage, I'm dead.
You can't take half damage. That you're not that level rogue.
I'm saying if I succeed on the saving throw.
Roll the save.
I'll succeed.
There's no point. I mean, I'm at 2. Oh, if I don't save, I'm dead for good, because that's my max.
Yes.
Oh, is that a con? Okay.
You save.
There you go.
Damn. Alright, I'm down to 0.
Yeah, Forge is just sitting there like, oh, thank God, I don't have to rewrite everything in the other game.
That will, however, get some attention as Tentacle drops on top of Evandor,
Shit.
dealing 26 bludgeoning damage. Give me a
Yeah,
strength
fuck you
save.
too. Ha! Ha!
I'm fine.
Slockerthel's like, he's the only one I actually liked. Yeah, you're fine. Make your strength save, see how fine you are.
Mhm.
I'm alive, at least.
You're alive for now.
Now is the right word.
Okay. You are now grappled.
I forgot to pull up it on the D&D Beyond. Let's see how dead I am.
Okay. Anything else?
Nah.
Okay. 1 tentacle attack. Wiping off this guy. Wiping out this guy. Evandor. You feel the tentacle grabbing onto you and throwing you up into the air. You go 20 feet up.
Hey,
Give
you can
me-
attack it soon.
You can attack it soon. You can actually attack it on your turn because it hit you. You will take, let's see, what is that? 20 feet? Is that what I said? Yeah.
Yeah.
2d6.
So 2d6.
4 bludgeoning damage as your body goes flying in the air and collapses back onto the ground. And then you hear Slarkerthel just kind of sigh. I thought this was going to be more interesting.
Still
You
conscious.
told us to stop.
Very well. And you notice all of the tentacles start disappearing into the water.
Ah.
Oh shit, I kind of did liked my new character idea. I was really gonna bake it on
Shut up.
dying.
And then the Kraken goes away.
Ow. He didn't even want any money.
No, he got bored.
Okay.
He was bored.
We made him bored, guys. We win by making him bored.
You survive because he was bored of you. Literally bored of you.
I'll take it.
There's still one tentacle up here. Get it now!
Get
it, boys!
Attack it! Everybody attack it! Oh wait, you can't. Only Evandor can attack it. Huh. And Alakul, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Attack it. That won't piss it off.
Have at me.
Evandor's performance.
Dead.
You're pretending to be dead.
Do I have to make a death saving throw?
Yes.
Topper hops over to Evander to make sure he's okay.
I walk over to Evander. And
Any of my loving crew want to thank
They
thank
push
the
him
crew?
off.
No, the crew's coming over and immediately starts flagging you down, trying to get somebody over here to save their captain.
The captain's over here.
The captain's over here dead because of that idiot.
Don't worry. I could fix this. As soon as the thing's disappearing, I'm running over so that it's within time, and I'm gonna cast Revivify.
You'll create a time paradox.
No, we still have 10 years. So, like, she can die in another Kraken attack.
That's fair.
All right, Sky. All right, Snow. I just want you to realize that when Hopper is banging the captain, it is now because you gave the go-ahead for her to be revived.
If she's alive, that's okay. I mean, we got so many years. Like, I did not expect this to be her death.
Really?
You didn't expect me to kill that character off?
You didn't think that the Kraken
No,
attack
I
that
thought
killed the
that, like-
captain wasn't going to die during the Kraken attack that killed the captain?
I thought I wrote that the Kraken attack happened 6 months before.
So
You thought the captain wasn't going to
Killing
die
light
in
on,
the backstory event
Scytarnith.
that you wrote for her?
So, as Caelidus walks over and places his hand onto, I'm going to say, like, the stomach of Quinmalin, stopping for a second, casting Revivify, everybody watches as she just laid motionless, kind of like on her side and back. And as he kind of rolled her over and brought her back to life, you watch as her lungs expand and immediately just gasping, her eyes open wide, and she just starts panicking. Oh my god, what the hell was that?
You're all right now. You're all right.
It was a Kraken! And Hopper
It was
tackles
the
her.
Kraken's gone now. We need
What
the
happened was
captain
your
to-
first mate nearly got us killed.
Nearly got all of us killed.
Yeah.
You should
Got multiple of
probably
us
stay
killed.
captain. You should probably stay captain as long as possible. Caelidus, thank you so much. And she's just still hugging.
Of course. And then Kayla just looks down to the south and says, "Oh, I think he's hurt too," and casts healing
No,
on Scytarnith.
no.
Take your time. Take your time.
No.
For
Do
8.
it.
You don't have to. You
8
don't have to
HP.
not
For
heal
8
him. You just don't
HP.
have to do it quickly.
8 HP
And-
to Scytarnith.
And Scytarnith instantly, the same thing. The breath comes back into your lungs. You kind of, your eyes spring open, and just stare up at the sky.
That was a head rush. Okay. Where's this Kraken? Ready? Are we going to kill him now? I have a great plan.
No,
I'm
your
going to turn this ship
plan.
around and we're going to run away.
The Kraken's gone now. It's fine.
The
Unfortunately,
Kraken
I
was
can't do
appeased
anything
when
about-
you got knocked out.
Quit. Quinmalin, you look a little... are you alright?
She's laying on the ground, like, just staring up at the sky and not saying a word.
And being hugged by Hopper.
Okay, alright, enough of you. What?
Sentinel, I push him back with the haft of my glaive.
Alright. This is my captain.
You're right.
I must
And
converse
She
with
died
her.
under your watch.
She did not die. She's right here.
She died
She
only
was
because
brought
of the
back.
good graces
Are
of her
you
teeth.
blind? She's right here.
She got better.
Exactly.
She got better.
She's right here. Whatever it is, you must have been knocked out. That's all it was, right?
No. No, Scytarnith. No. That's not how this works. Your actions are going to get others killed. You can't keep doing this every time we go out.
Well, I almost had him convinced. I was going.
Your actions did get others killed, Scytarnith. Look at the 3 dead men over there.
Quite right.
Oh.
Don't you have something you could be doing, like working the mast more?
At this point, I'm gonna call out as having gone down the stairs. Hey, guys, there's water down here. I don't think there's supposed to be water down here.
We're on the ocean. There's water everywhere.
Yeah, there's water in the boat.
And it's rising.
That's not
That's
supposed
not
to happen.
good.
I could use some help down here, please.
I look for the nearest lifeboat because screw this ship.
Yes. I'm here. This has happened a couple times before. Don't worry. Everything that needs protection is waterproofed, just in case this occurs.
Yeah, I'm not waterproofed.
Yes, neither is the entire ship as a whole. So, as a whole,
Yeah.
I slap him for that one.
You-
I'll lightly slap him.
So as you guys head down into the second level of this ship and you start taking a look around, it's looking rough. Like, you see a lot of daylight on the second level, and you can only assume that there's probably more on the bottom level.
okay. We need to start pumping this fluid out.
Phrasing.
I can help repair the boat.
Yes, we're crew, fellows. Let's get down here. Start patching up to these holes, and we're going to get half of you scooping out this water. Right. So let's get to it before we're dead again.
I mean, I didn't
Okay.
die.
Half of who we paid you to
half
take us
of-
somewhere. You have a
Half of the crew is dead already, so
3 is not half.
A third. There, that
The
better.
DM
I'll start
bolts
shooting
to
some
more
crew if you
people.
want me to.
Oh, I
Feel free-
forgot the
feel-
other 3
feel
that
free
I
to-
had down
feel
here.
free
No, it's
to-
fine.
Feel free to even it out a little more.
Yeah,
Forge.
I'll kill off 3 more. Hold on.
Oh no.
No, that's more than half, Forge, please?
No. Nope, too late. 3 more dead. Just lightning bolt hits them. Done.
Right, all done.
The Kraken just sticks the tentacle out. It's like, hey guys, I came back.
Hey, I'm hungry, Snatch.
Start throwing some people overboard.
Okay.
What's Skype?
So you're heading downstairs, going to try to make some repairs and things of that nature downstairs, correct? Just patching it up, doing
Yes.
normal patchwork and stuff. Okay. If there's anybody that's proficient in woodworking or anything
I
of that
can use
nature,
mending.
yeah, mending's good. It would take a while.
Well, I think that's all we got.
I mean, you can just pick up hammer and nails and boards and just cover
No.
holes for now. Evandor's like, ha, I don't think so. Me hammer things? Come on.
No,
That's
I'm just
silly.
using mage hand to
absolutely
put
not.
5 pounds of water each time and throwing it overboard over and over again. I'm trying to help.
I'm helping.
You're doing fantastic.
You see the crews running down, doing the same thing. Some of them with pails, grabbing water and taking it, dumping it off the side of the ship. The others starting to grab hammer and nails and trying to just cover some of the larger holes so that less water gets in there. As you're kind of wandering around downstairs, you notice something that's actually kind of unfortunate. In the pressure of the Kraken grabbing onto the ship, it's actually broken the rudder that hangs down from the captain's wheel underneath of the ship.
Can I mend that?
It's more than a crack. Like, the whole bottom portion of it that was sticking out of the ship is gone.
So the rudder is just
I'll
gone.
take that as a no.
Yeah, no.
The rudder is gone.
The
is what you're saying.
rudder's toast.
Okay.
Thank you, Gentleman Joe, for the host.
This is not the.
And
first
now we're
time.
stranded, and everyone's going to die because of you,
Okay,
Scytarnith.
shut up. I can't understand you. Anyway, let's get the spare
Yes.
rudder out of the.
That hard to understand common that everybody doesn't
I can't
know.
understand his dialect.
I'm from Luskan, you idiot.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to speak up or stop stuttering or something. I can't understand you. Anyway,
This is how come you've been frost bolted by this man 3 times.
And about
That
to be
was
a
him?
4th.
I'm
It
confused.
would be so easy.
In any case, let's get the spare parts out. We have a spare sail, which is not really necessary. Do we have a spare rudder?
No.
Quinn,
Nobody.
did we use up our spare rudder last voyage?
No. You don't have a spare rudder.
Damn.
That's not something.
You would have
Okay.
to get under the ship to be able to put that back in.
That's like dry dock level.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
can anyone swim?
You can.
Yes.
You
Can
are a pirate.
I should rephrase that. Can anyone breathe underwater?
Yes, technically I can.
Can you say that slower?
I'm
So
sorry,
how's
I
mine
have to
getting
laugh.
this? So I'm working on this red lifeboat because I'm still of the mind of bye.
I'm going to go with Paris.
I would like to remind you, you are nowhere close to where you need to be. You're
I
way
can
out here.
fish.
You're trying to go way down here.
But we could make for Neverwinter and be just fine.
We
Maybe.
could.
I mean, it's
Also,
better
did
than-
our guy survive the attack, the one that we were escorting?
Yes, he's been hiding downstairs this whole time.
Okay,
He wanted
good.
nothing to do with this. Like,
Get-
he's
get-
in his, like, private chambers, and you guys are, like, rushing down there to, like, barrel out the water, and he's just, like, staying in those quarters. He's not moving. He's not doing anything. He hates being on the sea. He just wants to get back on dry land again. Doesn't care.
Okay, it looks like we're going to need to make a stop at our next, somewhere on land. So, I guess we're just going to have to go where the wind takes us.
No, that's not an option.
Well, we can't steer. Do you have a better idea? Wait, who said that? Wait, who said that? Who?
You
Old
technically,
Dragonborn.
yeah,
Okay,
you can
sorry.
technically use the sails to help guide you. It's going to be difficult and going to require you guys to work together. Teamwork.
Okay, alright.
No, I'm gonna work on this lifeboat still.
I'm
Get
going
out
to
of
help
here.
Earth with the lifeboat.
Okay, fellows, we are going to have to do this the manual way. We're going to angle the sail the rest of the journey, but we are going to go straight towards Neverwinter. That appears to be the closest town. So, also, you folk adventurers, I'm going to need your assistance as well. I need half of you on one side, half on the other.
I could do it right now. It would be so easy.
Perth goes over and
You
kinda
could do.
like throws
I'm
Kaelinus
sorry,
over
it would
his
be-
shoulder and carries him over to the boat.
You said it would be
that.
so what?
Come on, Kaelinus, you're fine.
I'm not getting in that little boat.
So-
We have a perfectly good big one here.
It doesn't
It-
work, Kaelinus.
It doesn't
We're
work.
going to make it work.
Quinmalin, who's been just kind of sitting in the corner, just stops for a second and says, "No, it's fine. This isn't the first time this has happened."
It isn't.
This isn't the first time he's destroyed the rudder.
How many times has Scytarnith messed up this badly and you kept him?
That's... I don't think you understand the situation, okay?
Then would you care to help us understand the situation?
Quinmalin, if I have a moment, are you the captain of the...
Yes, I'm the captain of this vessel.
At what point are you going to start acting like one?
Oh!
Kayla is she's still a bit shook up from dying and coming back.
Excuse me?
I told you she got better. Quinmalin, you're fine.
I understand that, but there's a bit of
me.
system shock is more what I'm getting at. Not like that you're speaking out of turn and...
Hornfellow, what did you just say?
She died, and she got better.
Quinmalin speaks up and says, No, that... He is right. I need to be the captain. Scytarnith, go downstairs and help them to barrel out the water and make the repairs downstairs immediately.
You were going to let him...
I am going to tell you to go downstairs and fix the ship. And she stands up and kind of dusts herself off a bit and kind of walks over and says, we may not be able to repair the rudder, but we can make this ship get back to Waterdeep. It's just going to take a little extra effort. Will you guys help?
Okay, so run the idea by me. He blabbered something about using the sails. Is that a viable solution? You're the captain. You're much more qualified to speak on this, so if you say that it'll work, I'm inclined to believe you.
She nods and says, yes, we've done this before because we've had the same situation happen. We can go and we can adjust the sails enough that we can actually guide the ship along with the waves. We'll be able to make it. It's going to be tricky, and it's going to add a little time to our travels, but we can do it.
Evander, that's good enough for me. We're going to be limping along, but if she's convinced that this will work, we need to trust her.
If you can keep her whelp under control, that's fine.
She sent him down below, so he shouldn't be getting in the way of things. Kalidus, is this satisfactory for you?
Of course. I just don't want to hear squabbling while we're sitting in the middle of the ocean where we've seen a Kraken. I'd very much like to leave.
Quite right. I'm in agreement. Like I said, I'm not disagreeing with what you said. It's just more that she was in shock from dying. It's not a matter of her getting better. She still died.
Hopper, how many people have you brought back from the brink of death?
None. I do the opposite of that.
Yes.
I can tell you how many people I've killed.
I'm sure you could. I've done it numerous times. I've seen many people lose sight of their focus once being brought back from the brink. Sometimes they just need a push. That's all that.
Okay. Yeah, no, like I said, not criticizing your approach. It's just, take it easy. Otherwise, we're all good. And she, gives him a thumbs up. There's no interpersonal conflict here. I was more than ready to stab him for getting in your face. And you don't even pay me.
Kayla just smiles as he closes his hand where the fireball was sitting inside of it and just whiffs away his smoke. Didn't have to worry about him. It's fine.
Oh shit.
I mean, I wasn't worried. It would have been more than the pleasure. Speaking of, if the captain's not necessary for the time being...
Unfortunately, right now, it will be necessary that I stay above deck. But maybe later.
Absolutely. I'm at your disposal then.
And you watch as she, too, joins the rest of the crew as they head downstairs to begin their repairs of the ship. For the most part, it goes as they expect it to. They're able to make the necessary repairs. The water stops filtering in or like funneling in like it was before. Now it's just a slow, like very, very slow rise. Like every couple hours, get maybe like an inch of water within the ship. It's enough that it's manageable. It's enough that the crew can go with the barrels and start fishing it out and tossing it off the side of the boat. They can do it. It's just going, like I said, taking a little extra time and effort to do so. That also means that they're going to have men downstairs at all times to keep the ship basically afloat, instead of, you know, people being able to rest and things of that nature. It's going to make it tricky. Quinmalin does come back up after getting things situated and does ask that everybody helps. And when she says helps, she does so in a manner that she's like, you can almost tell that she's like ashamed to ask. Kind of is like, you know, can you help us with the rigging and with maintaining the water level and things like that? And if you would, when we get to Waterdeep, I would gladly pay you.
We don't require any monetary compensation.
I clap
just
my
so that
hand.
we are...
Kaeladus doesn't require monetary compensation, and I'm willing to forego mine for dinner, of course.
I will require.
Yeah, Evandor can take a extra bit, I suppose, for Kaeladus' share.
Very well. If you'll help,
I can make more substantial repair.
Okay. Anything that you feel you could help us with would be greatly appreciated. If you would like to spend some of your time downstairs, I know you can use magic, so perhaps you can mend some of the broken boards and help to make it so that we take on less water. If you could do that, that would actually speed the process along tremendously.
Evander will take out the lodestones from his component pouch and just go downstairs.
Okay.
Then stuff some cotton in his ear so he can't hear Scytarnith.
First and foremost, Kaeladus is going to sit down and take an hour break.
Yep. What's everybody else going to do?
What above deck could we do to help?
Because you're basically trying to use the wind to guide you, it means lowering the sails so that you'll be able to kind of use the sails to help turn the ship a little bit. You have to rotate the sails in a way that it's kind of clipping the side of the sail and is like pushing like the corner instead of hitting like dead center of the sail. So as you're kind of rotating it, you're constantly trying to keep with the wind so that it's not just pushing you straight out. You could help with the rigging and helping to align the sails to keep it going the path you want. Because the sails are lowered, you're basically moving at half speed. So what was going to be a 3-day trip is turning into a 4-day trip for the remainder, the next 2 days. So it doubled your duration.
Okay.
So you can, help with the sails and things of that nature with rigging. If you offered to do that, obviously some of the men will, some of the crew members will come up and kind of show you what they need and help you to make an adjustment.
Okay, I'll handle that then.
Okay.
I will help with that.
Okay. And as everybody starts to volunteer and progress is being made downstairs, Quinmalin does mention that as everybody gets kind of comfortable with doing this, you could rotate on and off and, work a couple hours doing rigging and then kind of relax a bit and go do something else, and people can swap off. That way you're not getting tired. You'll still be able to get a long rest at night. It just means people during the day are going to be sleeping. So, if that's everybody, I think pretty much everybody's doing something. They found something they're gonna do. We will, yeah, let's go ahead and take our 5-minute break, and then we'll continue with you making your way to Waterdeep.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So don't go anywhere. 5-minute break. We get back. We're going to go to Waterdeep. Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it. All right. Don't go anywhere. All right, so looks like we're about ready to come back. So
I like that much fabric falling on a Kraken, no matter how strong the Kraken is, would tangle it up.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not
Did you see
saying
how-
flying Kraken Forge, but flying Kraken.
Okay. I'll check it out here in a little bit. All right.
Back with the salad.
Everybody back?
I
Yarp.
never
Yeah.
left.
Yarp.
Yar.
Okay. All right. So, let's go back here. All right. Adjusting my screen here. Hold on. Also, as you guys can see, I'm using little pins like I was using in Civil War. You have two main quests right now. One was to visit Everlund, that you had gotten from the Harper individual. You got the little robotic dog thing. Or, yeah, it was a robotic dog, right? Yes, robotic dog. And he told you to go and speak to the individual at the Moongleam Tower, I believe is what it was called. And then your second is to take Scytarnith of Suzal to Waterdeep. You are able to proceed onward, traveling 150 miles almost across the sea, making your way towards Waterdeep. As time progresses, things are starting to kind of even out. Everybody's gotten accustomed to making their way here. Few days have passed now. You're settled in. The ship is broken, but it's obviously not destroyed. And with a little extra effort and work, you're able to maintain course, make your way to Waterdeep itself. The remaining crew members kind of struggle with this a bit. Everybody starts getting a bit tired the closer you get to Waterdeep. Nothing else is really taking place. The ship is just kind of limping along, and you're just kind of along for the ride at this point. You kind of committed to it and said, we're going to do it, and we're going to make our way there. And so far, you're not having any issues in doing so. As you start to get closer towards the city of Waterdeep, Scytarnith of Suzal tells you to come downstairs and says that he would like to chat with you a little bit about what he knows of Waterdeep. As he begins to tell you the information, the City of Splendors, as it's called, it's known mostly as the supply center of the entire world to most of the merchants, with a very large collection of kind of craft works and experts and potential hirelings all around the city. Scytarnith cautioned you a bit that some of the city houses within some of the wards here are armies of potential enemies just waiting for you to make the wrong move. And it's widely known that these streets are full of spies, so to be very cautious as you enter into the city. He speaks briefly on some of the nobles and the guilds within the city and how they hold a tremendous political and economic sway over the entire Sword Coast, not just the city of Waterdeep. He notes that the city itself, however, all of the power, or most of the power, lies with the masked lords of Waterdeep, rulers who convene in secret and whose identities are largely unknown. The only public face of this being the Open Lord of Waterdeep, currently held by Lady L'Oreal Silverhand. Many of the city's nobles and guild masters, however, are vying for her attention while at the same time trying to conspire to pull some of that power away from her. The ship continues its trek and makes its way to Waterdeep, kind of limping along, again, half speed as it makes its way past Stormhaven Island. Scytarnith, you're on top, you're on the deck. Things are kind of settling in. Everybody else is downstairs. Give me a perception check.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Awesome.
Outstanding.
Why do we have Scytarnith again?
How do I handle a failure?
You don't
I have a
see the
telescope.
Kraken show back up.
I have a telescope. Maybe.
Those cost like 1,000 gold.
Okay, I know how to do this. You're using the telescope looking into a city that's literally just less than a mile away from where you are coming in. You lower the telescope, not seeing anything. Everything's just blurry because it's so much closer than you envisioned it being. And the moment you lower, your attention turns to the dock ward. And then your view widens a bit. You notice a very dark shadow is cast upon the city. And above, blocking out the midday sun, is a giant castle floating in the sky, looming over the city itself, causing widespread panic. As the mangrove pulls closer to the docks, or to the piers of the dock ward, you notice the people in the streets are losing their minds. Heralds in the streets attempting to calm the citizens as they kind of flee in terror. The guards even just kind of trying to get a grasp on everything and trying to get everybody's attention to just settle in.
Folks, you might want to look at this. This does not look like something that, well, just come see for yourself.
I will head upstairs.
Okay.
Yes, I haven't only been to Waterdeep a handful of times, but this has never been here before.
None of you, because this is an entirely new party, have seen a floating castle in the sky before. It's a bit odd. Give me a...
Would I know based off studies and such?
Give me a history check or insight, maybe insight, because you would kind of know some of it. Everybody else that's coming above, up onto the deck, give me a perception check. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
I come out of the captain's quarters and immediately notice everything.
Yeah, Hopper and Parrot, as soon as you step out onto the deck, you notice the flying castle seems really freaking weird. Evandor, you do know that sky castles aren't unheard of. Most of the cloud giants in the realm use them as modes of transportation or even homes. So it's not strange, but it's strange that it's hovering over Waterdeep. Hopper and Parrot, as you're looking, your eyes go from looking up and seeing this sky castle to immediately down on the dock ward. You notice something that Scytarnith did not. To the northeast of your location, you notice a giant clad in plate armor wearing a skull of a white dragon on its head. He hefts a massive jagged axe and hoists it up on his shoulders, his sheer size making him tower above all of the humanoids on the street. what would you like to do? As the ship slowly comes to a stop with the anchor dropping and landing you on the pier.
So I don't think that's normal. And she points out the other giant. What does the one on the pier look like?
The giant on the pier?
Yeah.
Give me...
With the skull and stuff.
From your perception check, let me... One sec. From where you stand, and based on the fact that you guys got really, really great perception checks, you see, while the city is in a panic, they're not paying any attention to this giant. He's gently kind of brushing the small folk out of the way as he's walking forward. Doesn't appear to be harming them. None of them seem to really care that he's there. They get spooked every now and then, like, oh my god, there's a giant behind me. But they don't freak out. It's a frost giant. Skin the color of a white snowfall, and his hair just this big braided mess of light blue strands. He walks forward, and again, he towers over everybody. Yep, go ahead.
I'm going to call out in giant. Hello there, I am Evandor Nathan.
You see he's standing like back in here, so you kind of shout it and attempt to get his attention. As you're shouting this in giant, it garners the attention of all of the civilians walking the street because it's in giant, and their reaction is to turn and look and be like, oh god, what is that? They recognize that it's a human, so they don't really panic about it. The individual, the giant, however, looks up, and he looks up at you and kind of knocks the light blue hair out of his face, and kind of pushes it back underneath of the skull that he's wearing on his head. His eyes kind of open wide and a big grin on his face. And you see he continues this, very kind and courteous, excuse me, pardon me, kind of pushing his way through the crowd as he makes his way down the dock. As he gets to the end, and of course your ship's docked here, he kind of looks at you and then glares up at the castle in the sky and says, unfortunate timing, that. Trust me, I have nothing to do with that contraption. You'll never catch me that high off of solid ground. And kind of leans down, bends down on one knee, and extends his hand out to you. His hand is like 6 times the size of yours. And he extends it out and says, my name is Harshnag the Grim. I was told to be expecting you.
Hey, I love this guy.
I know that guy.
Evander looks very uncomfortable as he's grabs one finger and shakes.
Give him a proper handshake, Evander.
His hand is too big.
Parith goes up and gives him a proper handshake.
Kind of chuckles and looks at you. Well, mighty fine grip for a dragonborn.
Am I still with the party?
You're on the ship. You're kind of observing all of this from where you were at.
Is the captain on the deck?
Yes.
So we're technically done with the boat ride and disembarking, right?
Correct.
Captain, do I have permission to follow these people for a little while? Go interact with this. What appears to be a giant. I've always wanted to meet one of those.
Quinmalin kind of looks at Scytarnith and shakes her head and says, we have too many repairs. You know how this goes. This isn't the first time that we've had to repair our ship.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Now, if you will, go to see the dockmaster and let him know that we have a lot of repairs that we need to have done.
At your wish. And I'll do that.
Okay.
As Hopper's gonna dismount, she'll make a show of like giving the captain a little twirl and a dip, and be like, "Well, this was a fun boat ride, and if Scytarnith happens to get lost on the way to the dockmaster, we'll make sure that he's all right."
He's literally right there. I mean, nobody would
If he
take a
happens
fool to get lost.
If he happens to get lost, we'll make
He's
sure
amazing
he's
in this
all right.
campaign too.
It's not like anyone would miss him.
So he kind of looks at you and says, it would seem that fate has brought us together. Maybe a little divine intervention from Tyr, though. Kind of looks at you and says, I was wandering the wilderness to the north when Markanor and I crossed paths. We had similar goals, the Fate team and I. They had been out hunting some of the evil giant brethren to the north when our paths crossed. We barely associated with one another, but I suppose the encounter was impressionable in some way. Markanor and I kept our eyes on the trends of my brethren. Obviously, the open attacking the individuals of the realm is nothing new for giant folk, but I've always had my qualms about it. Please, walk with me. We have much to discuss.
Has he been speaking in common or giant?
He's speaking in common.
Okay, cool. Alright, I will kind of hop off the boat, and as I get onto dry land, sink to my knees and kiss the dock. Looking back, I would prefer not to be on a boat again anytime
See you soon.
if possible. Harshnag, you said you heard about us from Markanor?
Yes, I'm your contact. I'm with the Grey Hands. You've heard of us, yes? Give me a history check.
Hopper's gonna lean into Perith, but his hands are blue.
Just barely, Calidus. Evandor does a little better, though. Calidus, you know that the name of the Grey Hands, also called Force Grey, are known across the Sword Coast. It's... You know them to be a very powerful and elite group of adventurers who work directly with the government here within Waterdeep. They would take on jobs to kind of deal with threats that the city didn't really want to put the guard or the watch on for fear that they would just be decimated in these battles. So instead, they would call upon Force Grey to step in, or the Grey Hands to step in and help take care of it. Evandor, the problem with the Grey Hands were their methods that were employed to get the jobs done. They approached a lot of problems with brute force and caused a lot of collateral damage to property, infrastructure, and at times casualties to life. To say that there's a love-hate relationship with them here within the city is kind of putting it lightly.
Well, things happen on missions, you know.
Wow, why did I join the Emerald Enclave? Force Grey sounds way better.
Yes, why would you join the Emerald Enclave?
Join the Harpers.
Join
We're secret.
The Harpers. You can throw a rock in Waterdeep and hit 7 of them.
Harper's, Faerun's worst kept secret.
Yes.
The most
Shouts in the
secretive
square.
organization.
Hey, are there any Harpers here? Everyone just turns their head away. Because
Yeah, right.
Every
What?
single one of them.
Huh?
So Harshnag kind of waves to you, motioning to follow him. Somebody in the party, go ahead and give me another perception check as you start wandering through the streets of Waterdeep.
Everyone or just one?
Anybody.
Okay.
Anybody, it doesn't matter. You notice, based on especially what Evandor knows. The others don't really know this unless he kind of blurted it out, but I don't see him doing so in such company. You do notice that Harshnag gets an occasional glance from the people on the streets. His presence doesn't really cause much of a stir. He is very kind, very generous, very considerate of small folk. And as he walks through and you're making your way through the city, he's very careful to point out some of his favorite shops, his food vendors, and most importantly, the taverns along the way. You notice, again, he's super friendly with everybody that he passes. And then as soon as he goes by, those individuals that he was friendly with kind of look at him, and just a big sigh of relief hits them as he leaves their immediate area.
So Evandor is like walking behind this kind of path that Harshnag makes, looking into this old ancient dusty tome. He just goes, the people of Waterdeep aren't satisfied with the Grey Hands.
He looks at you and, no, they like us well enough. He kind of chuckles and says, what can we say? Sometimes things get a little carried away. We can't always control everything that happens in the city.
Oh, I quite approve of your methods.
I want to join. How do I join?
He chuckles and... Yep, go ahead.
While we're walking, just, they're having a conversation and everything, I want to stop and wait for Sirik to catch up. And then just ask him, Sirik, do you have any leads of where we might find your father? We're here in Waterdeep after.
One sec, I'm looking for something. He nods and kind of looks at you and says, oh, well, yes, I actually know quite well where he would be. The problem is we're going to need to get to the north ward of the city. Perhaps this Harshnag would accompany us if we can convince him to do so.
We could certainly ask. He seems like a nice fellow.
Yeah, he certainly does. Yeah, whenever we get a chance, we should head to the north ward. I remember there being a statue close by. I don't quite recall. It's been a very long time since I've been here.
Was it one of the giant ones?
Yes, it was a girl holding a shield.
Okay.
Harshnag, do you know where that statue is?
Thinks for a second. Well, maybe he's referring to the Sword Maiden. And he thinks, and Sirak's like, maybe. I don't really recall. It's been so long since I've been here. And Harshnag's like, if it's in the North Ward, then it's probably this Sword Maiden. Do you know where by chance you're going? And he stops and kind of thinks for a second and says, man, I don't really remember. Something about Roaring Horn? And Harshnag kind of looks at him and says, oh, the High House of Roaring Horn, the pirate area? And he kind of looks and says, maybe? And kind of just like shrugs, like, I guess. And Harshnag kind of looks at him, whatever. I'll take you there if that's where you need to go. But first, I think we have some other business to attend to.
Yes, we were a bit short on details from our friend Markinor, but yeah, if you would lead us along, we'd be appreciative.
Okay. Continue making your way through the city here. Pretty straightforward. Making your way towards the kind of busier sections of the city, heading into through the trades ward, heading into the castle ward. You notice that as he's kind of leading you through here, he's walking very intently. He's trying to get you somewhere, and he wants to get there as quickly as possible. Obviously, the flying cloud ship, or the flying cloud castle, is an ordeal to people here, but you notice he doesn't really seem too concerned about it. Little time goes on, roughly a half hour passes. You're able to finally make your way through the city, the path that he takes you, leading you towards what is known as the Blackstaff Tower. This kind of forbidding structure, one of the most recognizable landmarks within the castle ward, used to be home to the Lord Mage of Waterdeep, Kelvin Blackstaff Aronson. He has since passed, and in his passing has left the home to his former consort, now the current Open Lord of Waterdeep, L'Oreal Silverhand, and the rest of his former apprentices. As you make your way towards Blackstaff Tower's main entrance, it's surrounded by this 20-foot tall wall built all the way around the outside. Within it, the tower itself is made of this smooth black stone. No windows or any kind of doors or anything of that nature. From the outside, the structure appears to be a 3-story stone tower, but as Harshnag places his hand on one of the panels, or his finger on one of the panels, the panel lights up and allows him access with you into the Blackstaff Tower, where you notice there are at least a dozen more levels to this building, some of which you are 100% certain there's no physical way you could get there without magical means. Everything is connected to a central stairwell within this building. And although magical passwords were required to transport to certain areas, it's mostly opened up, at least when you are accompanied by somebody who has this kind of access. The first 3 levels of the building that were visible on the outside are freely accessible by stairs. So he walks you in and begins walking you up the stairs, taking you to the 3rd level, where he brings you into this kind of small chamber where there's a very large desk or table kind of tucked away into this room in the kind of corner of the tower. He offers you a seat and says, "Well, I assume you have lots of questions for me."
Do you have a hard time finding pants that fit?
He chuckles and says, "Of course not. Plenty of tailors here will do work for me. I mean, I am part of Force Grey after all."
That's fair.
Yes. What is with the flying castle outside?
That's also an important question.
I still want to know how to join.
He stops and says, "I'm not entirely sure. The Cloud Giants have this habit, I suppose, of watching. I wonder, part of it is what I can assume is cartographing the land, but that begs the question if it's benevolent or not."
So they're peepers.
In a way, yes. They watch very closely and chart out parts of our continent. I'm not certain what they're attempting to accomplish with this, but it seems okay for now. I once heard a story that some adventurers had joined on a Cloud Giant's castle once.
Sounds like a bunch of losers to me.
He looks.
Yeah, it's a little weird for them to be doing that. Do you think that they're a threat to the city?
He thinks and kind of shakes his head. No, I don't believe they are. In my experiences with the Cloud Giants, when they stop somewhere, they spend a few hours before they finally head off. At worst, they'll send a few down and I'll have to knock a few heads, but for the most part, I think everything will be fine.
So we're just playing a waiting game then.
If you know the one up there, I could cast Ascending.
It's true, you can definitely go up and have a discussion with them, if that is your choice.
Oh, I'm not going up there. I would just be casting Descending.
He tends to be very risk averse.
I'm pretty sure I saw him walk away from a stall with a diamond once.
I didn't say he was good at it.
He kind of looks and says, "You traveled all this way. You don't even have questions." That's
I've been
funny,
asking
but I
you
don't
how to
think-
join your stupid order for this entire walk.
Just none that really pertain to what's going on. If anybody else wanted to speak up and talk for us, they probably should.
I think we all would like any information that you may have regarding what's going on with the giants. We've heard things here and there, but sadly we're a bit short on any good information about what's going on. Do you know anything?
He kind of leans back, places his back against the wall. Also, I have something for you guys. Hold on. This.
Presents? Oh.
This.
Harshnag!
Harshnag.
Hey, that doesn't
Badass.
like us at all. Well, there's Karsnook.
That guy
I don't
fucks.
recognize those other guys.
Hey, Harshnag, do you have anybody?
He looks at Calidus and says, "Now that is a fantastic question. The ordning is broken, my friends. I assume you already know as much. But what you
Yes,
probably..."
but for my friends, fill them in on it.
He says, "What you probably don't know is that the storm giants can no longer keep the other giants in check. Worse still, King Hekton is missing."
King
That,
Hekton is the storm giant.
Nods and says, "One and the same, ruler of all giants, the king who sits upon the worm-skull throne. It's an artifact that is made of skulls of 4 slain blue dragons. His wife got it for him as a gift, Queen Nuri. May the Allfather rest her soul."
Well, that sounds like it's an unfortunate story, too. Would you say that he's a thunderous individual?
He looks at you and says, "Yes, it does arouse quite the clapping sensation."
Ah, well, there you go.
So,
We did it, guys. Roll credits.
so if we were to find this king,
The problem
guessing
is,
it would help the situation, at least some.
The unfortunate part with the ordning being broken is the other giants don't listen now. Where before there was an order. If King Hekton would give the order, the remaining giants would fall in line. Without King Hekton, obviously that complicates things. Had he still been around and still sitting on the Wormskull throne, then this may not have gotten out of hand.
Okay.
Why did the ordning break?
That is an interesting question. You see, many years ago, there was an uprising of the dragon cult. As they were attempting to overthrow the Sword Coast, a group of adventurers stepped in and helped to ensure that this didn't happen. The Allfather, unfortunately, deemed all of us unworthy of his guidance, breaking the ordering because he felt we were too complacent in our ways. This obviously riled up the lesser giants, making them feel that they're stronger than what they currently were, wanting to fight amongst themselves and wanting to prove to the world they are a force to reckon with. But unfortunately, it's just led to nothing but chaos.
Wouldn't you, as a frost giant, want to see the frost giants on top?
He chuckles and says, "No, my friend. I was exiled from my clan in the spine of the world for what they referred to as having a soft nature. There is nothing wrong with being polite and kind to the small folk. I mean, in fact, I find most of you keep pretty good company. After I was exiled, I roamed the north for a while, slaughtering some of the evil giant attackers that I would find, and then I made my way here. I've been in Waterdeep for several years now. This is my home. But honestly, I don't fit in with the giants anymore."
Well, yeah. They don't seem to like the small people very much.
So what did happen to the Storm King's wife? You started to allude to that, and then...
He stops and kind of shakes his head and says, "So many of the details are still out, and I haven't understood all of it. She was murdered. King Hecton seems to think that he has had leads on who was responsible, but shortly after he started to gain purchase on this, he ended up coming up missing himself."
Huh. Weird.
Well,
So-
that's not suspicious at all.
It seems that someone wants the ordning to be broken and didn't want Hecton digging too deep. At least that's what I'm understanding from that for the most.
And kind of nods and says, "Well, Markinor and I have spoke a time or two in recent weeks about all of this, trying to find a way to end it. Part of us believes that, yes, if Hecton would be returned, then maybe things would straighten back out. But again, without the Allfather's blessing, it may just be for naught. While I aim to protect the North and the small folk, obviously I can't do this alone. Even still, even if I went around slaughtering all of the evil giants of the realm, it's not going to be enough to right the wrongs that have already been done. The small folk are, freshly rekindling their fears of giants that come wandering into their settlements, and let's face it, my presence in their settlement is certainly going to complicate things if I try to help."
I could see that, yes.
Most giants are a threatening bunch.
And he nods and says, "That's why when I heard of a group of goblin adventurers who saved Nightstone and Goldenfields, well, I thought it would be a perfect task for their organization to take
I
on."
believe that's just a local legend.
That does sound
Perhaps.
really made up.
It's very true. It could be. They were a bit unorthodox, of course, but they'd have better odds in the settlements than I would, so I tried to track them down.
It would sound even more made up if a giant in Waterdeep wasn't telling us, I suppose.
He chuckles and says, "Yeah, it's hard to get people to believe certain stories, but I hear them all. I do travel all of the taverns here, and people talk to me. I'm a polite individual, obviously.
You fit in some taverns?
Some is a
I hear
very
the yawning portal is
keyword.
very big.
He nods and says, indeed, the yawning portal is quite big.
Well, I personally couldn't see anyone turning you away. You have been nothing but gracious and nice to us. We appreciate that, especially after our somewhat troublesome voyage.
Unfortunate that you had trouble, but
Wait,
At least you were
Quinmalin was
safe.
supposed to pay us.
you guys
I got
walked
paid.
off without getting paid.
It's a shame
I
that
got
you
paid.
forgot to do that.
He kind of looks at you and says, but I guess this is where you come in now. He said, I traveled back to Mount Sar, which is where my actual home resides. And when I did, I received a sending from Markanor saying that there had been rumors of a group of individuals from Burnshander who stopped an attack of my brethren to the west. He knew the path you were going to take, and that it would eventually lead you here to Waterdeep. Apparently he knows quite a lot about this one, and points over in the direction of Sirac.
Kind of eye Sirac. Oh, do you know Markanor?
He kind of looks at you and is like, no? I don't even know who Markanor is.
He's the one that got us the boat ride from hell.
Oh, we're gonna thank him later, right? We made it here. We're safe.
But did you die?
Do I believe him?
Yes.
What if I'm being unreasonable and paranoid about it? Do I still believe him?
Yes.
What if I have tinfoil on my head?
Then no.
It's not the giants, man. It's all the dragons. They just want you to believe it's the giants.
It's the
Aerith, where did you get that
UFOs.
medal on your head?
That's none of your business. I bet you
I'm
want
gonna
to
take it
know,
off.
so you can go tell the man.
I take the tinfoil off.
Although, funny enough, Parith is acting really agitated ever since they got into the city.
So, Harshnag, you said that we have a part to play in this. But what do you have in mind?
He smiles and says, This is what I was looking for. I know of a place built by my ancestors in the mountains of the spine of the world. They call it the Eye of the Allfather. According to legends, the temple contains a divine oracle. I will lead you to the temple, should you wish to accompany me, so that you may consult with the oracle and learn how best to end the threat to the north.
Hold, wait, we came all the way down here, just so that I'm getting this right. We came all the way down here, so that you could tell us to go back to the north.
Sirac raises his hand and says, that's my fault.
At
Yeah,
least you own up to it, not
Yes,
like pirates.
Parith, we all agreed that we had prior engagements here in Waterdeep. Another few weeks of traveling will not kill you.
But why couldn't he tell us to send up to go there before we left his friend?
Life has a funny way of throwing twists and turns in your direction. You don't
All right, you're
always...
cute and all,
get to
Kaelinus,
your-
but you're getting real close to me hitting you.
You can try, I suppose. Good
Oh,
luck
I
getting
can.
rolling the
Oh,
next
I
no,
time.
think
he's
I
getting
can.
sassy
I
now.
think
He's
we
gone into the
could.
sassy phase.
I'm just smiling at you all and be like, that's fine.
Parith, you
I'm
need
sure
to
my
read
new friends here
the-
could use my healing than anyone else.
Harshnag kind of leans
You're gonna
back.
need your own healing.
I'm going to glance over at Hopper and go, I'm sure Hopper and I would be happy to assist.
Harshnag
Mhm.
kind of leans back and smiles, just watching everybody bicker and joke with each other.
I'm gonna shake Kaelinus. because I'm bigger than he is.
Isn't Caleb just actually not that small?
He's not that small.
He's
I'm not that
he's
small.
he's not short, but he's scrawny. Was my impression on him.
Yeah, very scrawny, but almost 6 feet tall.
Almost. That's cute.
Mm.
You're a dragonborn. Sorry, I don't have to compensate with my looks.
Whoa.
I don't either.
Anyway.
I mean, he's like, I don't have to compensate, he says, putting away his scale polish.
You want to smack down too over there?
I mean, I
well,
could probably take you, but
Harshnag looks in the direction of Calidus and says, "Are they always like this?"
I'm kind of rubbing my temples because, yes, unfortunately, but as divisive
The
as
best
we
bit of
may seem,
entertainment we
we're all
have.
friends. Yeah, we have to find ways to entertain ourselves, I suppose, and our dragonborn friends find fighting as their best form of entertainment. I'm not sure why, but
it's like a mating dance for them.
It's
that's what I've
not
gathered.
a mating dance. Stop trying to make it a thing.
It's rather beautiful in a way.
It's the
That's
long
another
way,
one
I
on the
think.
list of a smackdown coming soon.
Well, Harshnag, you said this Eye of the Allfather is to the north. Do you have any means of transportation getting there? Or would we simply have to...
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part, isn't it?
We're not taking a boat.
No
Oh
boats.
God,
No
no.
boats.
I
Horses.
would prefer not to sail, if possible.
He kind of shakes his head and says, "No, there's no other form of transportation. We'll just make do, taking the long
Wait.
road."
I have a crazy idea.
I don't
Oh,
like
we're-
this idea.
This'll be good.
We're at a mage tower, right?
Yes.
Teleportation
Why
circle.
not? Bingo. It's like we're right here, guys. It's kind of obvious.
I don't know. I've heard when you go through those teleporting things, sometimes you only go halfway.
There's only a slight chance of that happening, I'm sure. I teleport all the time, just small distances.
And there's always a small chance that you end up in deep ethereal, too.
Hey, that was not my fault. That was Ryland's fault.
Oh, yeah, okay. Definitely the person who didn't make the roll's fault.
I recall there being something you contributed that made it fail.
The other issue with the teleportation would be, can any of us even do it?
We're
There
at
are
a
mages here
mage
that
tower!
Well,
I don't know how this works.
They
We
do
pay
bring up a
one of
good
the
point,
mages here.
Arslan. Do you have any contacts that may be able to...
I mean, while this
Teleport?
tower is not as impressive as the host tower of the Arcane, it's still quite good.
And he stops and says, "Well, I think I can at least get L'Oreal Silverhand to help. She's a known sympathizer with the Harpers.
I hear she's kind of a big deal, too.
She very much is a big deal."
That's great, but does she handle membership into this force of yours?
He chuckles and says, "No, she does not."
Do you?
No.
Can we
Well-
speak to a person that does?
Can I speak to your manager?
Do you have any spell books I could borrow?
Perhaps.
We just met Harshnag.
It would-
be a bit demanding.
It
I
would
think
help
they
us
just
wanna
find
be
the
good.
Eye of the Allfather.
How about being demanding? I want to join his order.
If it's anything like the Harpers, I don't think you simply join their order. They seek you out. You just haven't been sought out,
He
unfortunately.
just sought us out on a dock, Calidus.
Markinor set that up, though.
I'm doing
Yeah.
so as a favor.
Not
But
Yes,
do you-
we hold
do
him
you
back.
like
He
her
doesn't
enough
hold
to
us back.
consider hiring her?
As of right now, we'll think about it.
Just check one of the
Ouch.
boxes. Yes, no, maybe.
Well, Harshnag, if you would be willing to look into maybe slightly faster accommodations for our travel to the north, I think we'd all be happy to visit this Eye of the Allfather. After we take care of our business here in Waterdeep, kind of looking back at.
And he nods and says, very well. If you would like to do other things, I will obviously not stop you. I will be here within the tower. When you are ready, come back and we will discuss how we are going to get back to the north. May take a little convincing with the Harpers, but I think Silverhand knows me a favor or two.
Ha!
And
Favors
if
are
For the
always
good of the
great.
small folk, right?
And if all else fails, there is a flying castle above the city. Maybe we could ask them for.
Or we could take it.
I have always
I'm
wanted
pretty
to
sure
lay
if all
siege to a
the-
giant tower.
I'm pretty sure if the cloud giants die, the castle falls.
We'll keep one of them alive.
Is that how that works? I mean,
Wow.
I don't know.
Why is your first instinct to fight and kill,
Kill
things?
things.
It's
It's
baffling
what I
to-
get paid to do.
I will pay.
You also
you
get
to-
paid to keep me alive.
I do, and so far I've done a great job about it.
I agree.
Well, thank you. This has been my yearly review. Thanks, guys. You're all wonderful.
I feel like there may be a blemish on that review if you try to attack a tower controlled by storm giants.
Cloud giant.
Yeah, there's
Cloud
Cloud.
Giants.
Kaelinus, the giants are
Giant.
attacking every which way that they
It's
come
true.
across.
There's one right here not attacking, though.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
he's
but-
an
And he's
outsider
ones
from
above
his...
They call that an
Ones above the
outlier.
city that are not attacking either are.
Not yet.
Until they figure out, maybe they want whatever ring, your friend's dad has. I think that was brought up.
Something like that.
Oh, Harshnag, I have a question. That actually doesn't have anything to do with the Force Grey.
Yes.
Do you know where we can go shopping?
There's a market right nearby.
That's handy. I still have to sell a bunch of stuff.
Well, while you're out on the city, stop in the market, get the things you need, prepare for your journey, and we'll convene back here when you're ready.
Harshnag, what was this place again that Sirac seemed to know about up in the north?
Sirac kind of clears his throat and says, the High House of Roaring Horn. And Harshnag, oh, yes, that's that thing. Do one of you have a map of Waterdeep?
Nope.
He's going to hand you a map because he knows you do not have a map. And as he hands you the map, he
bro.
will mark on your map this location. Bloop. To the east.
What is Scytarnith doing?
He's failing at being stealthy.
Sneaking around, trying to persuade people to do things.
I'm doing nothing.
He's paid the town guard to convince them we're pirates.
So he
That's gonna go
circles
real well.
where the blue pin is on your map and says, that is where you will find the Roaring Horn. I'd be on my best behavior. They're having a big event today.
Can you tell us anything about this place?
He kind of shrugs a bit and says, well, the Roaring Horn is a fest hall of sorts. Sorry, one sec. He kind of thinks and says, the owners are a noble house that has bred a lot of the horses and stuff that come into the city. Unfortunately, they get mixed up with the rowdy bunch at times. They're known for their very infamous parties, and at least this one is going to be a pretty incredible one. They're celebrating visiting relatives from the continent or city, the city of Cormyr.
Well, if they're rowdy, I think most of us will fit right in.
He kind of nods and says, whatever you do, don't cause trouble.
Do we look like the kind of people?
Whatever you do,
the two Dragonborn and Hopper just staring at you.
Whatever you do, don't cause trouble.
So it looks like Kaelidus is the only one going.
Forge. Cormyr's the country.
Cormyr,
We are going on an event.
What's that?
I can't let him go.
You were saying it was a city, it's a country.
Yep, that's what I originally said. That's what it was, but yeah.
I'm going to place a hand on Kaelidus' shoulder and go, just like in Luskan, do not pull out bags of money in front of everyone. And don't shout about how much money we have.
Oh snap, we got you on lock too, boy.
I didn't plan to. I'm ignorant, not stupid. You told me not to do that once already.
It's fine, Kaelidus. I'll go with you.
Only if you won't cause trouble, Perith.
Alco, would you like to go with them?
I've said I won't cause trouble.
I need you to say it with more conviction, Perith.
I probably should go also.
I promise that I won't cause trouble.
I'm gonna go so that I can be there as backup when Perith causes trouble.
When did Sword get here?
He's been here.
He's been here for a little while listening, yeah.
Been a while.
And where were you, sir, when a Kraken was trying to kill us?
He was fighting alongside of us.
I'm there in spirit.
There in spirit.
Oh, very well. I think we should see if we can find this artist Cimber at the I keep having to scroll through my notes at the Roaring Horn, and then we can see about going north, I suppose. Did we have anything else that we were supposed to do? I can't remember.
We still need to sell these gems.
They want to go to the market.
Yeah,
they want to spend money and buy things.
And then use that money to get here. Potentially.
Very well. So, divide and conquer, shall we? I can give my bag of gems to someone else, and
I have all the gems.
I had some gems of my own. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, fine.
Wow.
I'll give you the gems, and you can go shopping, and a couple of us can go see if we can find Cyric's dad.
I mean, I think we're going through the market, so I could just sell.
Why don't we all just stick together in the market since we're going in the same direction?
I mean, looking at this map, we go past the market to get where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no point in...
What was that?
Said something about spell books.
We may be able to find something. What are you looking for?
Well, you know this place better than I do. Anything would help. But I'm particularly adept at evocation.
just looks at you. Do I look like I know what the hell that word meant?
Yeah, I mean, he's just like, huh?
I'll evoke this greatsword onto your face.
You talk with that smart mouth again, see how far it gets you, boy.
He kind of looks at you and says,
The magic
well,
that kills people and blows things up, that's what I'm good at.
He looks at you and says, well, I'll see what I can do. I don't control any of the mages here. They just allow me to use the portal to get to my home.
Wait. How close is your home to this oracle?
He's kind of shakes his head. It's only a few miles north of here.
Oh, your home is?
Mm.
Never mind then.
Well, if you would rather shop than helping out our friend first, then I suppose we can go shop.
I would like you to go do the other thing first, because then we can do shopping off screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
We are
I thought I
feeling
go do the
compelled.
other thing
There-
first.
I
was
suddenly heard
trying.
this amazing voice in my head,
I-
and I don't
Yes, I
understand
know,
what, but I
Alcohol,
think we should shop.
I
something,
agree.
guys.
I heard the same thing, Alcohol. It moved me. We should go help Cyric first.
Yes.
It's
Isn't Cyric a
crazy
god?
that everybody agrees with me all the
I
time.
don't care what his name is.
Also, is anybody else suddenly rather irritated for some reason?
I don't like this place. Ever since
don't-
we
I
got
don't
here, I
either.
feel really irritated. I'm annoyed.
It's quite nice here, actually.
Something about this.
It's
that-
better than
Why
the
are you all
north.
irritated?
I
Yeah.
don't.
We got rid of the pirate. I'm feeling a lot better.
I don't.
What, there was a pirate?
Yeah,
A
it was
A very
good
bad
one.
one.
an idiot who spent his time climbing up and down the mast of the ship while we fought the Kraken.
I thought that was
So I knocked him out.
too.
Oh, you're talking about Scytarnith.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was who I was referring
The
to.
That
guy
will
that,
just bring
uh,
him to us. Do not say his name
The
again.
guy that antagonized the Kraken.
If you say his name 3 times, he appears.
I personally like
Halfway
Scytarnith.
across the city, I hear Scytarnith echo.
Scytarnith just does an anime sneeze.
While he's getting beat up for his shoe.
Wow.
Cinder kicking the shit out of him.
I'm going to spontaneously teleport to wherever my name was. No, if only.
That would be a hilarious ability.
It would.
I just draw my bow and I say, "Quick, someone say it 3 times again."
All right. So we're going to skip the market scene. You're going to do that before you go there, but we're going to actually skip that scene and go straight to the next, if that is the path you are headed.
Yarp.
Okay.
You're...
Okay.
Oh, wait, we're not
So
pirate.
So Harshnag kind of nods and says, well, very well. When you're finished with your other business here in the city, meet me back here. I'll wait outside so you can get in. And take your time. I know it's hard to believe, but the giants won't destroy the entire Sword Coast overnight. It would require a lot of planning to have that happen.
Or, yeah, a lot of really well-coordinated actions.
That's not very reassuring, Harshnag.
Well,
It is for me. Let's go.
It
The
just
sounds
means that we have
indicate
time.
They're not coordinating, so it should be fine.
they're fighting amongst themselves, let alone, organizing to take over. So they're bickering amongst themselves of who is better than who. So
Huh.
yes.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It
where
sure
you're-
does, Gold Dragon born.
I don't know what you're saying that. I know I'm better. I don't need to bicker about it.
Dang.
Don't
All
worry,
right.
Parrot. Your mating dance with Alako is very adorable. It's very charming.
He's gotten so sassy.
He has.
Sassy.
Listen, sassy boy, if you want to see a mating dance, you're gonna get one.
Oh shit.
That sounds like a threat and a promise.
That was a promise of snoo.
I don't know what that means, Parith.
You'll find out later.
You'll find out later.
And then Caelinus can't walk straight for a while.
All right,
Okay.
to the roaring horn.
All right. So, you venture across the city, taking Soldown Street all the way northeast, heading over towards the Roaring Horn. As you begin to make your way closer, you see a banner that hangs over the street that reads, "The Roaring Horn welcomes our Cormyr family." The building itself kind of dilapidated and run down compared to what it was 10 years ago. While it's a really cool villa and like lots of buildings and things all grouped together within this kind of narrow or short wall, they've kind of just let it go because it's turned into like the college party house, kind of, that kind of scenario. They greet everybody that approaches as if they're royalty. They don't care who it is. Like, everybody that walks by, they're treated very kindly and with a lot of respect. And as you approach the gate, you are immediately greeted by the Lord of the villa, Lord Zelron Roaringhorn. And I'll copy and paste that for you. Not that it's going to make too much difference. You approach, and he looks, the fact that he's really, really well known, like rumors of who he is as you're kind of approaching and overhearing people talk and say, can you believe that he's a few decades old, but he doesn't look a day over 30. And as you approach, he definitely looks like he's 30 years old. Directly behind him, a giant shield guardian, kind of looks like this, standing directly behind him, almost kind of protecting him.
Fancy.
Yeah, very fancy. As you approach, he greets you. Well, welcome to the Roaring Horn. I'm Lord Zelron. How can I assist you, friends? Like, raised eyebrow, like, who are you?
I am Evander Nathandem of the Host Tower of the Arcane in Luskan. A pleasure to meet you.
Yes, the pleasure is mine. What does a mage of the Host Tower do here in my villa?
Oh, I'm not here on business of the Arcane, but our friend here says he knows you or something of the like. And I'll push Scytarnith to the front.
As you push him forward, Zelron kind of looks at him and kind of grins and says, "Oh, well, you're Artis's son. It's very nice to see you. I haven't seen you in forever. It's been, what, 15 years?" And Scytarnith kind of scratches his head and looks down. Yeah, something like that. Kind of nods and says, "Well, very well, very well. What brings you here to Waterdeep?" And Scytarnith's like, "Well, I'm looking for my dad." And he's like, you watch as Zelron kind of looks kind of quizzically at him, kind of raising an eyebrow, and leans back and, "Do you mean you're looking for your dad? He's not been here for a little while." And
I heard he went to Jolt.
he
And
kind
got his
of
ass by a guy with glasses for his ring.
he looks over at Scytarnith, and Scytarnith's like, "Well, the frost giants are attacking, and I fear that they're after his ring of winter. I know that you know he has it. I need to know where he is. Can you tell me his whereabouts?" And Zelron kind of looks and shakes his head and says, "No. He left 2 years ago, and we haven't seen him or heard from him ever since. Kind of suspect that he's maybe gone rogue or something. And he looks and says, either way, it wouldn't really matter. It would be very improper of me to divulge such information, even if you are his son.
Even if he's the son? Wouldn't that be, like, the reason to...
Especially considering the giants are attacking him because they're trying to find his father.
Cyric kind of clears his throat a bit and says, I don't know if that's why they weren't really looking for me, remember? I just fear that they're going to come looking for me because I maybe know where my dad is. And now I've led them all the way here, and yeah, he's not here. So the frost giants might be coming. He looks up at Zelron, and Zelron's like, oh, interesting.
Well, there's one back at the Blackstaff Tower.
He's not with them.
I know.
He pretty much, Zelron just looks a bit confused, not really sure what to make of all of this. He says, well, so what brings you here anyways? Aside from him, you're adventurers, obviously. What are you doing here?
Sirac, well, he didn't really hire us, but he requested that we escort him to try to find his father. It entangled itself with our own goals, and we'd very much like to locate him if possible.
He thinks for a second, says, I understand, but unfortunately I can't give you any information. I don't have any information on him. When he went dark, that was...
Insight check?
Okay, give me an insight check. He says, when he went dark, I haven't heard a word. And he doesn't just disappear. That's unlike him. With your insight check, you can tell he is being absolutely truthful to you. And he thinks and says, I've tried everything I could do. I've made all prior attempts to find his whereabouts through scrying magic, and all of my magic has failed. Everything. Nothing is working. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you came all the way here and potentially brought harm to yourselves to protect him. And kind of looks over in Cyric's direction.
Do you know any reasons why he might have disappeared? Did he have any enemies or anything like that that he may be running?
He kind of shakes his head and says, if what Cyric is saying is correct, then that Ring of Winter is exactly why he ran. It's a very powerful artifact. Frost giants get their hands on it and could grant immortality. Or destroy the realm. Either way, something bad's gonna happen.
Well, I didn't realize that it was that powerful. Now looking at Cyric with wide eyes.
He kind of looks and says, well, maybe I can help you. He says, I unfortunately don't have quite what you're looking for, but maybe I can offer you some other items. Something to help you. You said you have your own personal quests, correct?
Yes.
I'm here to kill giants.
Kill giants. Well, maybe I can give you some items that will help. And
Your shield guardian would be a great help.
He chuckles and says, "That is my shield guardian." And he grabs a pack and he pushes it forward to you. It's a small pack with a face sewn onto the front of it. Some of you might know this as a bag of holding.
Yay.
Yay.
Hey, that's a bag of holding, guys.
It's a bag of holding. Within the bag of holding are a number of really interesting things. The first, a 3rd level spell scroll that casts counter spell.
We could just rip that up. I don't think anybody wants it.
Dibs.
I will take that.
A 2nd level spell scroll that casts Mind Spike.
I will also take that.
Also dibs.
There are more than one spellcaster, Avendor.
Dibs.
And
I'm the only one that can scribe.
an immovable rod.
I already have one.
Dibs.
I mean, I'll take 2. I could like.
I'll hand it over to Hopper.
I can make a ladder out of it. I can make immovable rod ladder. I'm taking them both. This is gonna be great.
You reach
Good
in
climb.
and pull a robe out that has a bunch of patches on it. Of these patches, they look like random things, like a thing of rope, perhaps. It is a robe of useful items. There's a pouch
that.
within it, a small pouch full of dust. He begins to describe
Pocket
it.
sand is awesome.
Pretty much pocket sand, as you pull out dust of disappearance.
Oh, Sky would love to have that.
You also
We don't
got,
care about him.
Get it.
You also got the immovable rod.
Yay!
And the last item, you pull it out and it's a lantern. It doesn't really look like a normal lantern to you. Something's a little odd about it. You notice that it's a lantern of revealing. So within this pouch, he hands it to you and kind of looks at you and smiles and says, "We have friends between us, people that we both know. Your little mechanical dog friend there is quite the tell."
Now it all makes sense why he's giving us shit.
Yes.
I was about to ask, what's the
mate.
catch? But Caleb just wouldn't ask that.
And he looks at you and says, "There's also word that you're heading north. Or at least, if that dog has anything to say about it, I know exactly where you are headed. If you're gonna go there, I may know a teleportation circle or two that you could take to get there."
Oh.
The dog is spying on us?
No,
That's weird.
he knows it based on who made the dog.
I just want to cut to like another scene in a dark room where we're all like, "All right, dog, who are you narking on us to?"
He kind of looks over at everybody and grins and says, "If you don't have other obligations, of course, I could send you on your way and back up to the north. I know originally you were asked to make your way towards Everlund and speak with Kraken Valharo. I mean, as obvious by your little wind-up dog here. It's a gift. Anytime that you are to deal with Kraken and you are a new individual, you are to bear a mechanical gift for him. That is the tell. So, if you're going to go and see him, well, I know a teleportation circle that'll lead you right to Moonglade Tower, if that's where you're going.
Would you be able to teleport our giant friend as well?
He looks at you and says, now that's the catch, isn't it? Unfortunately, for you to get into it, you're going to have to crawl through a rather small and cramped crypt.
Evandor, do you know how to spell to make him smaller?
Yes.
Small enough?
Small enough, because he would have to be medium.
Well, is he? What size category is he now?
How big is he?
Huge. He is
Oh.
huge.
Yeah, that would just drop him down to
Well,
large.
yeah, that wouldn't work. Then you can't stack it, right?
You can if there's 2 spellcasters, but I don't have that.
Yeah,
I don't either.
I don't think anyone else does. Yeah, that is worth a shot. What if we buy like a potion with it or a
Make
scroll?
ale.
We totally brought a scroll of reduced person before we got
Oh,
here.
what the hell happened to the map?
Oh, it's
It was
moved all
moving.
over the damn place. It's wigging me out.
Let's
What'd you
fix it.
do, Forge?
Oh no, it backed me out of the game. That's what happened.
Oh no!
The whole thing was like lagging and freezing. So,
Hey, Forge, I think I gotta go.
yeah,
Thank you so much for having me.
absolutely. Thank you for coming in, man.
I was so glad to
appreciate
play Scytarnith again. That was like the best gift ever.
it. No
Pull some more
problem.
crazy shenanigans.
I was happy to nearly kill you.
If you ever need me again, let me know.
Will do. Thank you for coming in, Snow.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your session.
No.
Thanks.
Bye,
See
Snow.
you, bud.
Bye.
Right. As soon as I fix the map, then we're going to continue. But yeah, so as you're discussing this, obviously he informs you it's just barely big enough for medium-sized creatures to fit through, let alone large-sized creatures.
And where did he say this would take us?
It would take you to Everlund. My map is broken on this thing. Holy crap.
Yeah, like half the dock is gone.
It just got
Everything's
shifted down.
Yay!
Huzzah!
It's fixed.
Hooray!
Well, we could certainly go talk to him about it and see what he thinks.
We will need a
And
guide,
he
though.
may have a way of making. He may have a way of helping himself get smaller.
As you guys are having this conversation, you notice Syrax kind of lowered his head a bit and kind of backing away from the conversation, letting you guys talk and deal with what's his name? Zelron here.
As they're talking, I'll move back to Sirak and ask him, do you know of where your father may have run to? Unfortunately, I don't know if we have any leads to see about seeking him out currently.
He kind of shakes his head and says, "It's probably for the best. If I would have found him, I would have just led the giants right to him." He stops and kind of a deep breath and a sigh and says, I fear maybe all of this was a mistake. Maybe I should keep going. I should get on another boat and make my way as far south as I can. I need to get away from here and from the giants. I don't want to cause harm to people.
You want to get on another boat after the hell ride we went through.
I hear Nyanzaro is great this time of year.
He kind of looks over at Evandor, is like, "What hell? I was fine in my room."
There was a giant. You know what? I can't. And then I'm going to use the 2 immovable rods I have to start climbing midair just because it's fun.
Please have her make an athletics check.
No.
I don't need to make an athletics check. It's a magic item.
You still have to hang off them.
Sirak, unfortunately, I think our plans are to go back north. I would think that the city, at the very least, or any large city like Waterdeep, would be relatively safe from giant attacks. I would advise maybe staying around them for the time being until this threat, I suppose, is taken.
Yes, the Grey Hand should be able to keep you safe.
He nods and says, well, maybe. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll stay here in the city for a little while, but if frost giants begin to show up here, I know that they're tracking me through the Bloodstone. I know they are.
So
Perhaps-
what now?
Pardon?
We could
Bloodstone?
replace your blood with new blood.
He
I don't think that's how that works, but
He-
okay.
explains that it's basically like rune magic, a bloodstone, BLOD. They use it to track individuals. Basically, they can tell if it's attuned to somebody, they can tell the nearest relative to that individual as long as they aren't undead. And he kind of explains it and says, I fear that's what brought them to Bryn Shander. They had to have been tracking me through the Bloodstone, and it's just a matter of time before they come here as well.
Maybe
I don't think they would be stupid enough necessarily.
should ask Harshnag what your next course of action should be.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Thank you guys. I appreciate you helping me.
We were happy to do so. We just want you to be safe. I think that Waterdeep is very defensible. It wouldn't have been around for so long if it wasn't. But we do have a friend in Harshnag. Maybe he can advise you, or if nothing else, you could remain here in the city, and if we are able to find your father on our travels, we could tell him where you are, so you could be
And he nods and says, perhaps. I don't know. We'll figure something out, though. But in the meantime, I don't want to keep you from doing your jobs. You have much more important things to deal with than my family ordeal. You also see in the back that as you're having your conversations, Elrond has already started turning and like welcoming additional guests into the villa.
Well, Sirik, as long as you're safe, that's all that matters. You have arrived here in Waterdeep, and on our travels, we will be sure to keep an eye out for your father.
And he nods and says, I would appreciate it. I don't know. I'll figure out what to do, I'm sure.
Very well. Turn around to the rest of the party. Did we figure out if we're going to use this teleportation circle? Or...
That seems to be the logical choice.
Probably.
How are we
Would make
going
it
to
easier.
find... Do what?
It would make it easier.
It would, but...
It would probably be best to talk to Harshnag first.
He did seem to want to take us to that oracle.
Yes, we did agree that we would go to this Eye of the Allfather, and that sounds like a best next step in our quest against the...
Well, that's quite the pickle, huh?
I don't think that this teleportation circle is going anywhere if we want to go talk to him first.
And he kind of looks at you and says, choice is yours.
The choice is just running out in 5, 4...
Well, Zelrod,
Right.
Lord Zelrod, if you don't mind, we would like to talk to our friend again, settle some other issues here within the city, and maybe call upon you again later.
He looks and kind of looks back at the villa, which is starting to fill in pretty quickly, and he says, perhaps tomorrow. I really can't entertain any guests that aren't part of this party for the night. I am sure you understand.
Completely.
Of course, we would not want to cause you any inconvenience. We do appreciate your time and your gifts as well as your offer, and we'll be sure to be talking again with you.
He nods and says, anytime, and as I said, a friend of the Harpers is a friend of mine.
Worst
That's
kept
us.
secret.
We must have a lot of friends.
The organization, the Hoppers.
Wait. Didn't Harshnag say he was going to talk to Layrel, who was part of the Harpers?
Mm-hmm.
So couldn't she teleport us to this place, and then we go from there to the All-Seeing Eye, or whatever it's called?
Or she could just teleport us to...
Teleportation circles don't just teleport you at random. They teleport you to a specific area.
Yeah, teleportation circles are established, basically
Mhm.
runes put on the ground, and they're
Right.
permanent static
Yeah.
looking.
I thought you put in like sigils that would change the destination.
No, this is set up so they are basically, they're two-way teleportation circles. You step in one and you end up in a certain area.
The sigils, think of
Mhm.
the sigils like setting an address.
Yeah.
And the address is that teleportation circle.
Okay.
Yep.
I just didn't understand how they work then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to tell it. It has to be another teleportation circle somewhere else that you know of, and you can guide it to go to.
Yeah. Do we know how far away Everland is from the spine of the world? So that's where he said the Eye of the Allfather was.
Well, we can take a look at the map.
Oh God.
So, you have red pins up here for Everlund. Spine of the world is, yeah.
Oh, there's the Eye of the
way up
Allfather.
there. Oop.
Yeah, that actually, it's not out of the way, which is nice. Because even if we go to Everlund and we can't go straight to the Eye of the Allfather, we can make our way up there.
Hey, Everland's also a much shorter walk than where we are now.
But we will need a guide to get to the Eye of the Allfather proper.
You
Oh,
absolutely will.
absolutely.
So,
But
Yes.
we
do
could,
need
we could
Harshnag.
hit up. Well, I
Yes.
mean, we could hit up Mirabar or Mithril Hall and get a guide too, if we needed, without
Listen,
Harshnag.
You
I
wouldn't
feel
be able.
like
That's,
I feel like
that's-
Harshnag is
That's
needed.
the worst case
Yeah,
scenario.
you won't
we
be
want
able to get.
Harshnag.
Yeah, you won't be able to get to the Eye of the Allfather without him.
Yeah, well,
So,
man.
Something
we
to
need
do
to go
with
talk
giants.
to...
Well,
so it sounds like Everlund is like the optional thing. We need to do the Eye Father or All
Well,
Father.
unless we can... I mean, Everland was
Find
kind
a
of
way
an
to accommodate.
open-ended thing.
Yeah, if
'cause
we
it
can
was-
if we
that
can
was-
accommodate both, we should do it. But if we're not, we need to do the All Father.
I still say we go to Yartar and get the other party back.
Everland is our side quest. Our main story quest is the Eye of the Allfather, methinks, in video game terms.
Yes.
But
What is
I would
the
like to-
main quest and the side quest?
Weren't we going to Yartar for something else?
No.
No, you were going
we
to
were as
Everlund.
the other party.
Yeah.
we could treat this like Skyrim and just never touch the main quest and just keep doing side quests.
yeah, come
forever.
back super over-leveled for the main quest.
Exactly.
I'm here to complete the main quest 30 levels over.
What do you mean, Archmage? What are you doing here?
So, you know that there's rumors of teleportation circles that will take you from Waterdeep to Everlund. That's a starting point. You at least have that. You do know that Harshnag has said that he will speak to Silverhand and try to get you teleportation somewhere close by. He doesn't know where her teleportation will lead you to, but she will do what she can to help. And that will be within the Blackstaff Tower. And you don't know exactly where you will be leaving from, other than there's a crypt somewhere that will give you passage. So that is where you currently stand, but we will end the session here, and we can do all of our buying and selling discussions after stream.
Okay.
Huzzah.
So I'm gonna end stream and
Evander,
I'll be
buy
right
me
back.
things.
All right, so that is going to do it for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. Another fun and exciting session. Everything was exactly as I thought it was going to go. As far as being able to plan out what the party was going to do, I actually did my job right today. I'm super happy about that. Don't forget, we are back here for D&D on Friday. Friday night, 9 p.m. for our Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign, Stealing Dragons. So we hope you'll tune in for that. That'll be a lot of fun. That's going to do it for us tonight. I'm going to take a look and see. I don't know if there's anybody online or not. Kind of. Nope, there's nobody. All right, cool. That's going to do it. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you guys on Friday. Have a good night, guys. See you soon.